Hello, everybody. Breaking the flaw here. It was good to see a lot of great videos from all my brothers and sisters in flaw. I'm gonna wait for some people to come in. I'll open up the panel in a minute, and I wanted to talk about something really specific tonight, which is how can we bring freedom back? How can we bring freedom back to America? How do we achieve that? I think one of the ways is the First Amendment community, filming cops and public officials. What's up, X? How you doing? The Salty Explorer, howdy. What's up with all these Jolly Rogers in the chat? Bunch of pirates. Rob L. We need to expand the lorry list. Yes, that is definitely something we need to do. And you guys, New Hampshire is doing all of this. And I don't know where you're from, Rob, but New Hampshire, they released the lorry list, but it was like all blacked out. Carla Garrick from she's the president of the Free State Project. I'm going to get into that more in a second. But she was able to do a records request, hardcore, and got the lorry list released, but they blacked out most of it. What's up, Brian Butler? Northern Corruption Monitor 907.
What's that one? It's hard to read. It's like scripty. What's truth? I can't read that. It's hard to read.
Al SoCal, how you doing? Yeah, guys, I'll put the link in chat here. There's the panel in this up top. I was just trying to figure this stuff out, guys. There we go. But yeah, guys, how do we achieve it? How do we really do it? We can film them. Sorry, we don't film anymore. We record. Like Eli likes to say. Love that guy. He's been doing some great stuff. You guys are following, I'm sure. Can't believe he's squaring up with people in New York. It's crazy. It's pretty entertaining. Not too much, Brian. I want to discuss this. Banana Anna, how are you? Upstate audits. You guys, please come on up. I got the chat there pinned. Try to pay attention as much as I can. This is I don't really usually have control of these panels, but tonight I do. I felt like it. It's all right. The audio is poor. You're saying? Let me see if I can increase the audio on my mic. I apologize there. Just a second, guys. Just turn it up. I'm gonna adjust my volume. Tell me if it sounds better, guys. The mic kind of sits off my face, so it's kind of hard to get it to be great. So let me know. Let me know if there's anything I can change on that. But please join up, guys, if you'd like. I'm not sure where I can find you when you do join it. Anyways, yeah. How do we achieve it, guys? How do we do it? This is what we're going to talk about tonight. We're going to stay positive. We're going to, explore avenues of achieving freedom. We're going to have solutions. This is solution panel chat. Can we do that? I don't know. Maybe not in one night. The Constitution wasn't written in a night. It took a few years. Blah blah blah. But the truth is, guys, freedom. We can achieve freedom. There is a bit of air, but we can hear you. Okay. But yeah, guys, how do we achieve freedom? Move to New Hampshire. All you liberty-minded people, move to New Hampshire. They're doing it here. They've gotten well over 20,000 people to pledge that they're going to move to New Hampshire. That's liberty-minded people. And this movement's called the Free State Project. You can go to freestateproject.org. I moved here for this reason because we're just basically gathering all these, like-minded, rational-minded people. They're educated in our rights, and we're affecting the state in so many ways, so many ways. It's unbelievable. We were able to shoot down quite a few unconstitutional legislative bills that were presented, including anti cop filming and the butthurt bills, anti-cop, pro-cop butthurt bills, which you can't be like within 30 feet, or you can't incite, you can't provoke. All these really vague things that they were saying, that's done. They shot it down. It's gone. Not going to happen. Um, and we're actually making change here. The Democrats and this mainstream media, they're shaking in their boots, guys. They're afraid of us because they've been writing articles about us constantly, saying, "Oh, they're actually doing it, and it's scary." Oh yeah, freedom's really scary. We're gonna bring freedom back. Okay, sure. Let's see what we got here. I'm so excited about the convoy here in Canada. Yes, man, that's what freedom's all about. People uniting and really just speaking their mind, causing ruckus. And honestly, though, you're making waves around the world. That's great, but protests is not going to do anything. Trudeau, really, the Queen controls Canada. We all know this. They are a subsidiary of the UK. Facts, guys. Parliament. That's the UK. That's Britain. That's the Queen. They don't care about you. They just care about taking your liberties and freedoms to make them prosper and for them to live in their ivory towers on their high horses. And they use dollars and they use $100 bills to wipe their bloody noses. That's how rich they are, guys. If anyone wants to come on up, please. I want to discuss this stuff, guys. I want to break it down. I want to know what people think. But I tell you, perfect example of how we're going to achieve freedom. New Hampshire. New Hampshire. We have the best gun laws in the world. Okay? Best gun laws in the world. You can open carry anywhere. You can display your firearm in public. Uh, you can go vote with a gun on your head. Uh, you can't bring a gun to court, but which I think they should restrict that to the cops too. It's not a double standard, right? But we're getting there. What's up, wandering hippie? Come on up, man. Come on. Join the stream. If I'm missing you, let me know. I don't know. I haven't seen anyone join up yet, so come on up. I would love to see you guys. But yeah, what's going to end up happening, guys, here in New Hampshire is more and more people are moving here. 20,000 people pledged to move here. About, I would say about like 5,000 liberty-minded people have moved here to make a difference, and they're all activists, right? Generally, they're all activists, and they're involved. They're making change, and we're actually creating huge strides for freedom here. We have many representatives in the House, State House, that are actually representative of the people. They listen to you. They don't ignore you usually, but even like the Democrats, when I call them to try to sway them on bills, they tend to listen. They may not agree, but they listen. No worry, upstate. I haven't really seen you much on the panel chats. I missed you doing these. But yeah, like guys, freaking. Yeah, I'm gonna put some links in the chat, and I want you guys to explore these things because it's important. Okay. When you go to freekeen.com, I'm gonna go there too and see if I can do this here. If I can try to figure this out. I don't know if I can show off my my browser or something, but I'm trying to figure it out. Come on up, guys. I want some company. Does nobody wants to achieve freedom? How do we do it? How do we do it, guys? It's discussion, talking to people back and forth, right? We're going to solve it that way. If we keep arguing with the brick wall, aka the police, that's not going to do it. Well, it's going to expose them for who they are, and maybe they'll get fired eventually, or disciplined, or retrained, right? That's definitely a solution, but it's very unlikely, right? So basically, we need to get the filter in before they hire these people, and continue our efforts of getting rid of these bad public officials in all avenues, right? And if you go to freekeen.com, if you go to freekeen.com, you'll see. Oh, there we go. We got Hippie up in here.
Brother,
Hey, how are ya?
not too bad, not too bad. Getting ready for this big storm.
Yeah, right. You're gonna get hit hard down there.
Yeah, we're they're calling for 70-mile-an-hour winds, 24 inches of snow.
No doubt. No doubt.
Damn.
We're
I-
like on the edge of the foot mark, so I don't know. We'll see.
I've been complaining about no snow. We haven't gotten a drip of snow all season. This is our first snowstorm, 2 feet. Wow. Fucking hell.
It's gonna be interesting for sure. For sure. Hope you're prepared, man.
I'm worried about losing power, man. 70
Yeah.
plus mile an hour winds. I have a generator, but the blizzard warning is for till Sunday.
Unbelievable. I remember a few years ago, I was working out in the cave in Boston area, doing some flooring jobs, and there was like 4 feet of snow everywhere. Oh, it was horrible. I hated it.
Minus 17 here in Messina, New York.
Right?
Oh boy.
Yikes. You guys got the lake effect over there too, upstate. Salty's like, you guys are nuts.
It's not really that cold here. I bet it's just hovering around freezing, I bet. Let me check. I know it's not real cold.
Yeah,
No,
so when it came to I want to get into these solutions, right? That's why I did this, right? And unfortunately, New Hampshire is cold, and there was a few states in that were voted on to what state we're going to make the Free State Project in. And Florida was one of them. Montana was one of them. New Hampshire, and they decided New Hampshire because it's already pretty free, and we could be very effective here. As in, we have more, constituent to reps, like representatives, effectiveness, whereas Florida is a lot harder. So we had more of an opportunity here in New Hampshire to get it done. Sununu. I say Sununu instead of Gesundheit. That's the governor. It's Governor Sununu. But yeah, that's one of the guys we need to get out of office eventually. Sununu. Oh my God, he's terrible. He's a good old boy. His dad was a governor. Just career politicians, right? Those are the type of people we need to get out. But how do we guys hippie? How do we achieve freedom?
It's a battle right now, ain't it?
It is.
We're
it's
fighting
a spiritual
for real freedom now. It's like a war, only it's not really a war. It's invisible.
I do have the twist on the answer of my my life's title at the. I'll talk about it later, but it really comes down to you guys as an individual to achieve that freedom. People want to have that slave state. People want to live in fear, and they want someone to be telling them what to do constantly. It's like it's a comfort for them. They don't want to take responsibility for themselves.
What's up, Brian Butler? What's up, Upstate? What's up, everybody?
But like to see actual change happening and freedom occurring, freedom coming back the way it's supposed to be. New Hampshire, guys, I'm not even joking. We're actually making a difference. Like I'll tell you some things right now that the state house is going to pass this year. Ivermectin over counter. That is huge because now people don't have to worry about the medical tyranny anymore. They have a choice. They can take a drug that might cure their convits, the convits 1984, right? And there's other ways. There's so many ways that we can achieve freedom with rejecting these mask mandates, all these federal funds for this pandemic. We're rejecting it here in New Hampshire. We're not taking it. Unfortunately, they did have that executive council meeting, which they railroaded through some funding, and yeah, there is still tyranny here, but that's like everywhere. But people that are actually doing the footwork of getting it done here, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. I'm shocked how far we've advanced in society.
I think it's finally snowing good and hard now. Bring it.
All right, Daryl Batter, that's great. That is great. That is one way you can achieve freedom. You're going to run for Congress. Awesome, bro. Unfortunately, you're not going to win. You don't win under libertarian title. You're going to have to run under a Democratic or Republican title. I hate it. I hate the two-party system bullshit. It sucks. It's the two wings of the same bird. I get it. But when you use the Republican or Democratic titling, you have a better chance of getting those votes, unfortunately. So until we can actually prove that when we're in office, our libertarian values are affecting and actually helping people, that libertarian title is not going to help you.
Broke paupers live, freeze, and die.
It's true. It's true. Where was that? Oh, there it is. Yeah, live, freeze, and die. A broke pauper. That's like a kind of an oxymoron. Because aren't you already broke if you're a pauper?
Snow is great for hiding evidence.
yeah. It's kind of sad because the truth is once the winter's over here in New Hampshire, they stop finding bodies in the rivers and stuff like that. And maybe it's not evidence per se, well, it's evidence of some sort of, death or whatever, but it's so common, it sucks. It's so
suicide's way up. I mean, everything is,
Yeah. They're social engineering, for sure.
My son was saying something about this, this thing where it's a light lights up every time someone commits suicide, and it used to be every 8 or 10 seconds, and now it's just pretty much full on.
Oh my god, it's terrible. Yeah, I don't know if you saw that. I think it was the Secretary of State or something like that in New Zealand. She was on the World Economic Forum, but she was smiling as she was saying that suicide rates are doubled in New Zealand. What? Couldn't you hold back your smile when you said that goddamn thing? It was terrible. Anyways, yeah, you guys gotta go to freekeen.com. Go to freekeen.com. Okay? Please. You just get off the stream, go to freekeen.com. Go there, check it out for a minute, and you'll see that people are making a change. We're literally trying to make constitutional amendments. And it's pretty damn effective. It's making world news.
They're trying to get you right in a house and move you in as soon as you get in there.
Yes, people. Yes, there will be groups of people, dozens of people, help you unload your moving truck to get you into a home. We want liberty-minded people here. We'll help you make that move, right? And we're also helping progressives. The opposite of the Free State Project is the Progressive State Project, and we're going to help Democrats and authoritative people, Marxists, and all these idiots that want to control people. We'll help you move out of the state. We'll help you move into a home outside of the state. Literally, they're doing this right now, guys. It's unbelievable.
Pretty keen. Yeah.
Oh, I agree, Daryl. I totally agree. You left the Republican Party because that's, George Bush. I freaking get it. I get it.
What did you do about Biden? Hit our eyes every time he came on TV. That's what I did. No, not again.
Yeah, I call that preserving brain cells.
Poor guy, man. Jesus.
I mean, literally they're gonna get him out of office with a no confidence vote, and I think they should do it against the whole administration versus just Biden, because I don't want Kamala Harris in there or Nancy Pelosi in there. God, you know, we need to have a special election here in the United States. The whole world's laughing at us because of Biden. It's such a joke.
Trump's gonna end up back in office.
Probably, but he's not any better. He might have been well spoken and everything, but he literally is. What we're feeling now with the inflation rates is because of Trump. Biden is just reinforcing what Trump did with more spending, and we're not going to see those effects until maybe next year, right? Um, it's happening, guys. Like the inflation rates, but we curb it here in New Hampshire. How? Cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency is has the highest concentration here in New Hampshire than anywhere else in the world. You can use it. You can use it almost like anywhere. It's accepted almost anywhere.
Hey, look at this. I always love putting this up on my my show here. Look at this debt clock thing. Look at
Yeah, I really talking about. See it.
it. Shows like too much stuff. Shows how much average household debt is and how much is in credit card but look at that big number up there, the national debt. Fucking 29 trillion.
And that national debt is really not the full number, because if you look at Social Security, it's a black hole.
Well, you can scroll down, or maybe I can scroll down actually. Somewhere here there's Social Security on there too. Where is it?
Do you see the interest rate? It's hard to see on here, but where's the interest rate?
Social Security is the middle line right here. Medicaid, $1 billion. Social Security, $1 billion. Defense Department, 720 billion or million. No, that's billion. Jesus Christ.
What's crazy too, so another thing with New Hampshire here is that the federal government takes $2 and gives back $1. It's the worst state in the country when it comes to federal funds. We don't want the federal funds. We keep rejecting it too, because we don't want them to take it in the first place. Because we also don't want the federal controls that come attached to those funds.
It says here the average revenue per citizen, 12,000. What? Average debt per citizen, $6,157. Average regular debt per person, $3,600. Total domestic product to GPD, 141%. Man, we are in the hole.
Hey, Daryl Babber, look at this screen right now and tell me you're not a fan of crypto. Look at this debt. Every time you used US dollars, you're using debt. Promissory notes. It says it right on it. These are all debts, public and private. And that private is the Federal Reserve. So we have a private company controlling our money supply.
Oh, look at this. Whoops, sorry. Go ahead.
What would you rather have? Crypto, which is controlled by the people. It cannot be controlled by any government. The original purpose of crypto or Bitcoin was Bitcoin, not bombs, right? Use crypto. You're not funding your own oppression. You're not bombing brown kids from other kids across the world. So you keep using the US dollars. Go ahead. You're just encouraging the psychopaths that want to control us. Or you can use crypto and have control of your own money. And it's still early, guys. It's not too late. It's still very early in the game.
I just wanted to read out this interesting thing here. It says, when you look at the national debt, it's $89,000 per citizen or $238,000 per taxpayer. And then down low, it says here, U.S. federal debt to GPD ratio. In the 60s, it was 53%. In 1980, it was 34%. In 2000, it was 59%. This year, it's 127.54%. We are so fucking in the hole. Wow.
So Daryl brings a good point. Tangible goods, metals. I agree. Things that you have that have value, that are tradable. Like this right here. See that? That's gold backs. That's silver. Right? Those are New Hampshire gold backs. That's actual gold. Right? And there's a lot of places. If you go to goldback.com, you can see a list of all the places either in your state or just look at New Hampshire because it's the best state for it right now. Utah's pretty big too when it comes to goldbacks. A lot of businesses accept it, and if we can start using this, and it's not a government money, right? It's out of the government's control. These are actual gold sprayed on laminate, and it's a beautiful thing, guys. We were using gold bags at Porcupine Freedom Fest, they call it, and we usually use crypto at the fest, but since it was low when the festival was happening last year, we started using the gold backs because we no one wanted to spend the crypto. um, and it was a beautiful thing that we were exchanging these things back and forth between vendors at a festival, you know. And I tell you guys that if I didn't go to that festival, I wouldn't have met so many beautiful people that actually making change. Like, for instance, the CEO of Odyssey, right? He goes to Porkfest. He's a free stater. He moved to New Hampshire for more freedom, right? And it saved you, hippie. The CEO of Odyssey helped you.
Right? Big time. I wouldn't have had any of my videos. What's this? Dollar to crypto ratio now 12.62 to 1. So they're saying $12.62 to 1 crypto ratio. I don't know what that means, but
I'm not sure.
these numbers make my head spin.
Yeah, I'm trying to look at where you're looking at.
Everybody subscribe to the Fortunate Soldier. Hippies in the house.
So Broke Pauper, they already are doing this. They are like already seizing ATM machines, arresting people for using crypto. Charlie Shem, he was a big Bitcoin vendor, um, and I bought crypto from him years ago in 2010, and when it was $12, when Bitcoin was $12, guys, I bought it too. All right. These people are liberty minded. They're ahead of the game. They figured it out. And they created these things because they don't want to fund their own oppression. That's a way we can achieve freedom, and we are. We have financial freedom here in New Hampshire because of crypto. When you look at El Salvador, the president of El Salvador is all Bitcoin. He wants to create a Bitcoin city where it's the only thing you use is Bitcoin, and he's literally saying you can live there for free. How? Because crypto mining is going to be powered by thermal technology from a volcano. I shit you not, guys. I shit you not. This is all going to happen. Honduras is the same way. They're using crypto regularly for exchanges there. In New Hampshire here, it's huge here.
Everybody subscribe to Nude Guru.
That link in the chat, guys. Yes, this is another thing right here. Renewable goods like livestock are wealth protection. Yes, Daryl Babber. That's exactly what these free staters are doing. They're buying up farms. They're producing livestock. I used to work on one of these farms, and you could look at the video on YouTube of me raising pigs. It's the largest pig farm in New Hampshire, and it's all outdoor. Free. Many of those pigs were free range, even though we had electric fencing for a lot of them. But they had a lot of room inside those fences. And I tell you what, that farm. I don't want to mention it because I don't want to get the attention here on YouTube per se. But they are a provider for this community. Shit hits the fan. Guess what? I'm buying my food from that farm. You know, we started our own farmers markets here. This is another big thing about New Hampshire. Even before the Free State Project happened, is that still to this day we are the number one farm to table producers. As in, most people here in New Hampshire are buying their food locally from local farms. Even though we live in the Northeast, we're still very accomplished with this feat.
Conspiracy media. So you get brutalized because of me. Sorry about that, brother. It's a shame.
So Daryl was saying that they're gonna ban crypto, they're gonna outlaw it. Well, good luck. Good fucking luck. You can't. That's why it was created. It was created in such a way that they cannot control it. They can't stop it. Okay, maybe they can shut down the grid, shut down electricity and internet. Not going to happen. Very unlikely. And if it does happen, guess what? Free staters have the technology here to not have to deal, so that we can deal with it when that does happen, and we're not going to lose our value. But guys, come on, bring it on, bring it on. I'll tell you all the solutions, and it's here in New Hampshire. It's here.
Look at this guy, Joe. Fucking cool, really.
What's up? What's up, Joe? How you doing? Want to come on up? Hey, Joe, I gotta call you out on something. I'm gonna call you out because you like going in my chats and my lives, which is cool. I love it. You were saying, "Oh, look you look like a bunch of Southerners trying to secede from the Union." That's not true. They're literally all the people in the Free State Project are from all over the country, all over the world. Actually, the president of the Free State Project was from South Africa. She was able to get a citizenship, and she came here, and she's one of the most effective people. She's the one that brought the Lori list out here in New Hampshire, exposing all the bad cops here in New Hampshire. Boom. Another solution right there. How do we achieve freedom? We expose them.
You're closer to Canada than I am, Joe Cool. Jump over that fence and you'll be right over there.
He was talking about the old men on the panel. I don't know which specific guys you're talking about, but I knew pretty much every single person that was there at the State House that day testifying for New Hampshire independence. I pretty much know everyone there that spoke, and they're achieving freedom, guys. You guys don't even know. Like, we're very effective. They're shaking in their boots here. They're writing articles in the mainstream news constantly about how the free staters are taking over. We're winning, guys. We're freaking winning because these people are standing up and actually doing it. You can't do that in other states. Good luck trying to do that in Massachusetts, hippie. Good luck. Good luck trying to have representation there. No way.
Al Pacino. What a great movie.
What was pretty cool is that when that's Serpico. That's the I'll give you a Joker's comment. We need more Serpicos, right? We need more cops exposing bad cops, and it's kind of happening here in New Hampshire. Or
is it?
A little bit, because we're doing these records requests and they're releasing them. They're exposing themselves. They have to, or they'll be in violation, and they get held accountable here. Unlike other states where it doesn't happen, we have a better chance in the courts for suing wrongful arrest. I won a settlement recently. It's happening here, guys. Like, I don't know how to explain it. It's so overwhelming here how effective we are. Yes, you can walk into Canada. I mean, like around the edges and stuff, and like there's no barriers or anything like that. But if they see you, they're gonna ID you, and they're gonna ID you going back in. It's just something you want to deal with. Trust me. But it's funny because like actually just north of us, Quebec, they've been trying to secede from Canada for such a long time. There's a whole secession movement up there as well. And I hope they achieve it one day. But there's been a lot of pushback from the Queen. I call it Parliament. These psychopaths.
What is the GED for cop training? That's funny.
Right.
Uh, they hire the worst cops they can find because they're the ones that generate all the money. They ain't gonna hire good cops because they ain't gonna make us any money. That's what they're thinking. So
There you go. There's your StreamYard links there. If you want to come on up. Yeah, as we were walking into the committee for the New Hampshire Independence hearing, Aria DeMezzo, I don't know if you know who she is. She's she's a transgender Satanist that ran for sheriff under the guise of "fuck the police," and she actually got the Republican nomination. She got the Republican nomination for that election. She didn't win. She didn't beat the Democrat. However, it was pretty substantial. I think she got something like 30% of the vote, which was huge. That's huge, guys. And as I was walking into the hearing, Aria was handing out gold backs. She was handing out 5 denominator gold backs as we walked in. It was beautiful. That's how we achieve independence. That's how we achieve freedom, guys. Okay, yeah, here we go. You guys won a landmark case over handing out juror handbook. Yes, we did. And that's the Free Keene people, Daryl. That's the people that I'm involved with. Those are the activists that are actually making the change. Go to freekeene.com and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. You can do a search about jury nullification or FIJA, FIJA. That's a Fully Informed Jury Association, FIJA. And that is one way can we achieve freedom here. And yes, we nullify or we find not guilties in courts for stupid little things like suspended licenses and stuff. Juries are turning down all these charges against people that are just ridiculous and frivolous. It's happening, you guys. It's happening. I don't know what to tell you. It's beautiful. And when I had my arraignment recently for when I got arrested on my birthday, I went to my arraignment. Free Keene was there with their cameras, and just like a joke. And while I was in there, my friend Ian with the camera, he was handing out jury nullification information to everyone in the courtroom. It was beautiful.
You can do that. I heard you get in trouble if you enlighten the jury to nullification.
Not in New Hampshire. We passed the law.
Beautiful. Hey, I was talking about the 2 old white men at the table who y'all were talking to. They had those 60 haircuts from the 60s, both of them. It looked like, I don't know, I don't know who's back in the day, Boyle O'Connor or somebody. They had those little military buzz cuts, both of them. They look racist as fuck. You guys, on the other hand, who did the speaking, look like y'all were from all walks of life, right? You saw everything from white, black, transgender, male, female. You guys show diversity.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm talking about you cats.
Yeah, it's a very diverse movement at the Free State Project. I find we have defectors from China joining our Free State Project. Like people escaping China, joining the Free State Project. So they realize this is how we're going to achieve freedom.
I gotta
waking up.
I gotta tell you, man, I don't bullshit and blow smoke up motherfucker ass. I was very impressed. I was, upset that so few people were in there because you give this message all the time. I couldn't wait to meet some of your guys and some of the people you talk about, and I got to see it firsthand. And I don't know how many, 15, 20 people in there. That was heavy shit y'all was doing. It was really good
80 people. 80 people.
No. In the chat, I'm like, why isn't this room full? If you were out filming a cop, it'd have been 100 niggas in there easy, right? You go in there, something that could help benefit people, and no one wants to hang out.
I get it. Oh, here we go. Yep, Broke Popper. Here we go. Yep, name drop. Back in the day, I learned a lot from Pete, Ademo, and Silver Dave. Yes, all of my friends, close friends. Pete is a huge inspiration to who I am today. He's the reason why I got into cop blocking or auditing and that sort of thing. At Demo 2. Silver Dave, unbelievable. He runs Gun Church here in New Hampshire. And he's this actually I just showed you Silver Dave's silver that he creates. Hold on a second.
That's what they call him, Silver Dave.
Yep,
Okay.
that's what he does. He sells silver, and he started this new company. Let me see if I get it up here. This full screen, this thing. See on the right there, that silver that he produces. He makes that himself, and it's called heavymetalconstruction.com.
Yeah.
Dude, that's how we're gonna solve it. We're gonna trade this silver amongst ourselves, and I do. I go to these pig roasts at the Gun Church, and I use my gold backs or silver to purchase the pig, right? My meal, and I go shoot, and Silver Dave and I don't know if you know Luke Radowski from We Are Change.
I don't know any name that you said so far.
Well, Luke, I'm sure a lot of people know who Luke is. He's very much like High Impact Flicks and Tim Pool.
I got you.
He's actually on Tim Pool's streams every night now, Luke, because he's not in the state right now. But I party with Luke. He's a good friend of mine. We go to Porcupine Fest every year, and
that's not what it sounds like, is it?
Porcupine Freedom Festival. Porcupine. The reason why the porcupine, it's kind of like the "Don't Tread on Me" with the snake, because like the porcupine, you don't fuck with it, or it's going to attack you. You know? Yeah, don't tread on me, right?
All right.
That's kind of our theme here, because a lot of porcupines here.
All right. You guys have the game guru, baby. What's good?
Good evening. What's up?
I got a big ass kid smile with Guru Papa. Right.
Actually, you know what, Nude Guru? You bring up a new point, another point. There's a big naturalist community here, and you go to Porcupine Freedom Festival, and you'll see some people walking around naked. It's respectful. It's not like distasteful. Some people don't like it, but we just turn away.
Won't be when I get there, because be running around with a 8-inch hard cock when I see Joe, you can't do that. You tell her to cover up.
Yeah, they call it body freedom, and when we were at the festival last year, the campground's water had to be shut off because there was so many people. We sold out. It was the first year we sold out at Pork Fest. And this is the largest campground in New Hampshire, guys. We sold out, and the water had to be shut off. So I went to the Body Freedom tent, and they had their own showers. So I had a group shower with people, which was fine. I don't care.
I do it at the YMCA every time I go swimming.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, it's not.
Oh man, and in fact, I took a gay nigga with me, so I got no issues, bro.
Yeah, no, I'm comfortable with who I am, and my sexuality and that sort of thing. And it's no big deal.
I tell this story when I got back from the Y. I go back on some of my friends' block, and I am like hard to ghetto shit, really street ass niggas, and they could see that my friend was gay. I think I had met him that day. Another friend of mine introduced me. We all like swimming, and then my friends do the psst, come here, Joe, come over here. And I'm like, what's up? You're standing kind of close to the guy. I'm like, what's your point? People may think you're gay. I thought that was so interesting. I was like, dude, I just showered with that nigga at the Y. Apparently, I don't have a problem with what niggas think, bro.
I hung with the baddest motherfucking transgender guy last night, all night in a private chat with Caucasian Sasquatch, Fiona.
Yeah,
Fiona, he's one badass. Got all kinds of medals of honor. Done 8 years in Afghanistan, but he wanted to be a woman, so he had to change. And he's a hot shit, man. I couldn't leave the channel. I ended up talking with him for hours and hours, man.
What's his name? Bruce Jenner, man. He was my hero. I'd come up under the Wheaties box and all of that shit. And then the people told me he was turning into a woman. It was crushing. It's like Mike Tyson, Jordan turning into a woman. It was a little bit hard to swallow. Shaquille O'Neal turned into a chick. It'll fuck you up. I'm still a big Bruce Jenner fan, but I think he got a new name now. Jasmine or something. I don't know.
Caitlyn Jenner.
Caitlyn.
Whatever it is. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, that's it, Caitlyn. You click my memory.
I was watching you today, Joe, on one of my old streams.
Yeah, I mean, you had some good times. You don't go live enough, bro.
I
Oh, we got
I
we got
found out.
badge. We got
Oops,
cop block badge number 411 here. Yo, bro, Popper, I got badge number 1. I won it. I
I'm
won it last year at Porkfest.
I'm like Cape Cod Cop Watcher on that map from like 2010 or some shit.
I'm trying to zoom in on this chick that BTF got up here. Oh my gosh, she's
Hey, I got a question for you there, Breaking the Flaw.
Yes, sir.
So I've been aware of the Freaking project for a long time now. I haven't really met too many people involved in that and whatnot. And I'm just curious, is there many people who express and are in support of the idea of living a lifestyle nationless, like completely nationless without nation status?
I mean, generally, I think all humanity should be living amongst ourselves freely without borders, right? This is an anarchist type of a point of view. I mean, I don't like borders that it traps us into where we can go in the world. We're humans. This is our place. This is our earth.
Yeah.
We should be able to roam freely wherever we want without having to show papers, guys. This is
Yeah.
you know.
That's interesting that you ask him that, BTF, because that's kind of like what you guys are doing by you saying we're going to separate from the federal government and do our own thing. It's kind of like it's like hippie ass a logical question there. What about people who want to separate from the state as well? I think is where he's going.
Well, generally, we just want to be left alone, right? That's the idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, even a little
Guru, you
further than
too.
that.
Okay.
Yeah, even a little further than that. Like even right outside having any sort of, like, let me put it this way. Okay, I look at the idea of having like a citizenship or a nationality as like a hat that you wear. When you're born, you're just born as you, and that's you in your original state. And then after that, typically depending on where you're birthed, your parents do the whole birth certificate thing, and the whole nationality idea is created and all that kind of stuff. So that's kind of like a hat that you wear. I live my life and have for over 2 decades now hatless. So I don't identify with any nationalities or citizenry or anything like that. I'm just me as myself. I represent myself and whatnot. So I'm curious, because that's a similar fashion, if anybody in that community has been in support of the same kind of idea or has recognized the idea to do that. And
we call it, some people call it sovereign being. You're a sovereign being, not a sovereign citizen, because that's a contradiction. That's only cops.
Right.
You're a sovereign being, sovereign individual. You make your own choices in life. You don't hurt others. You don't rule over others. And if you did, you have consequence, right?
But that's not a real thing, though, right? I haven't seen that in mine. I mean, these guys rule us with an iron glove and tell us that we're free. I haven't seen freedom for real, where you do what you want. I don't even know what a taste of it looked like, man.
Well, come to New Hampshire, man. Come to Portland. No, I'm dead serious.
No, you're right.
I'm trying to get as many. I'm trying to get as many auditors and liberty-minded people to come to Porkfest. And when we do this,
when is Porkfest? I was coming up there tomorrow. I was going to go your way, but you guys got a bunch of snow.
Porcupine Fest is in the summer, so it's like end of June, and it's going to sell out. And here's something really exciting about this year, and what I heard on Tim Pool, I think it was like a couple weeks ago. Joe Rogan, Tim Pool, of course, Luke Radowski, he's always there, and unfortunately Alex Jones. They all announced that they were going to go.
Yeah,
it's going to be huge, and we have a lot of like well-known people already going to Porkfest. We have professional wrestlers. We have CEOs like Overstock.com. We have all these predominant people, and I don't want to just say it's just liberty-minded people. I mean, it is, but we have a lot of people that are successful in life. Billionaires, millionaires, crypto billionaires, all these big people that are making change in this world are actually doing it, guys. They're doing it. They know that this is how you do it.
I always think if we could get one fucking billionaire on our side, we could crush the system. All we need to do is stop pleading guilty, and take everything to trial. That would shut down, 95, 98% of
Sure.
plead outs. That would shut down the system for a fucking year straight.
Heck, you're right. And there's a website called don'ttakeaplea.com.
Yeah.
And what I do when I go to court, right? When they ask me, what do you plead, guilty or not guilty? I go, I wish not to plea, and I wish the court not plea in my behalf. You know what they say to me? Okay, we'll take it to trial. That's what they do.
Right.
They don't enter anything in your name. Like, they can't.
Right. I don't like the word plea. I'm not pleading. You are not God. You have no power over me. I don't like that word.
Only sheep's plea.
I haven't been to court though since I had this mentality. I'm new at this. I was sheep just like 3 years ago, so I haven't been to court with my new mind.
Well, it's good. It's going to take some time for us to learn these things. We have to practice, and when we find where it didn't work, we know where it might work or will work. This is a process, guys. This is a whole experiment that we're going on right now. So I just want to respond to this comment. Why is Alex Jones unfortunate? Because I think he's kind of selling out.
He sold out. I could have said the same. Yeah.
He's 100% controlled opposition. There's no doubt about that.
You
have to be
and
very
he
blind
kicked it off. I remember many, many years ago when I was young, I couldn't wait to hear the next little bit of knowledge and wisdom he would drop. And he's the one who put me onto that the shit in the woods with the owl. I can't think of the name of it now.
The Bohemian Grove.
The Bohemian Grove and all that bullshit. Yeah, he put me onto a lot of that shit back in the day.
He definitely woke a lot of people up, but then his aggressiveness is distracting, and no one wanted to listen to him.
Not just his aggressive. When he started selling shit, that's when he made a turn. Sure. He started having sponsors, and he just lost his fucking mind. He just, was for sale bitter.
When you stand there with a megaphone almost by yourself yelling at a fucking brick wall, people are going to wonder if you got rocks in your head, Yeah. And he does that a lot.
You're right. It's an echo chamber of sorts, too,
Yeah. It is. Speaking of echo chambers, I've been noticing a lot of police lately. I've been getting the courage to do different YouTube channels and even TikToks or Facebook Lives. And usually they don't last long. The one I saw on YouTube where the guys go out and film their nightly shift, they had to kill a chat because people started asking questions. All of the Facebook motherfuckers, they're in there, and the first few days or whatever, they have admirers, and then people are coming there and ask them, why do you prey on citizens and shit, and they end up shutting down. And there are two guys that are ex-cops. They were cops like in the 80s, 90s, and they always talk that tough guy shit. And and nowadays the way people yell at cops, I'd have never put up with that. I'd have never tolerated it. We're above that. You can't disrespect the cop bullshit. But they never have an opportunity for anyone to question them. In fact, when I went in there, I said something smart. They were like, "Very good, Joe Cool." I say, "I'm a cop watcher from Chicago." There's only two of them up there. One was like, "Oh my God," and the other one was like, "No, it's okay, it's okay." They don't want no cop wants to hear the other side of the argument. They're all echo chambers. I haven't found one where I can go question a cop, yo.
It's true. I give him some respect to Delete Laws. He's doing something that other auditors are not doing, which is like having these deep conversations, educated conversations with cops. And
he is.
And it's a beautiful thing that how he's doing it.
It is.
That's something that we need to do. We need to bridge these gaps by actually having an educated mind going into these conversations.
I'm working on it, man. I'm really trying to bridge the damn gap shit. Delete Laws. I can't wait to get a chance to speak to that cat, and I'll pull up at your door for a conversation, not for no fight. But he said he was talking about something. He was on live, and he says, yes, well, the black community didn't want me to do something. And I asked him, really, when white people don't want you to do something, you say the white community? And, because I'm, I notice shit like that. I'm this old black motherfucker here. I want to meet him now. But at first, I'm still a fan because he's brilliant. I love his angle. But I want to ask him, motherfucker, do you think, the black community speaks as a whole? Fuck is you talking about? Court is witchcraft. spelling, chanting, black robes, trickery with codes and legalese. I tell them every time I'm in their satanic temple that I don't go along with their fraud. Who was that? Broken Papa. You got a new fan, Phil.
It's a religion. It's absolutely religion, and I've been doing a little bit of research about their motivation and where they're coming from, and like how authoritative people think. It's behaviorism. It's called, and behaviorism is basically they don't like how you're behaving. It's not that you're wrong legally or lawfully or anything like that. It's they don't like your behavior, so they railroad you, right? They don't think you
As
should
if
be part
they're
of society.
parents, right?
As if
Yeah.
their parents. I
Yes.
heard the girl Taya from Real News Network. She said that um, it is the first glance that they have that you are willing to go against their system. Any, pulling up a camera or anything, stand over there, any not complying or anything, it scares them that it's the idea. It's just the first symbol. It ain't so much what you do because that's the symbol that you're willing to go up against them, and that's why you must be crushed. And it made sense. I get to zoom in again. Some more hot chicks.
Yeah, I'll give you this one for you, Joe. All right, there you go.
Oh my goodness! All them motherfuckers bad.
I want to say something to,
That's pretty cool.
a moment ago, just to say something about delete laws and Alex Jones. I don't want to poo-poo on anybody's activism. I want to encourage it. So when I say this,
Yes,
don't
of
get me
course.
wrong, but delete laws is still a believer in the system, a system that is designed never to be in favor for freedom or the people.
And I think
So
yes, I agree. But go ahead.
yeah,
So,
yeah. So it's a bit of kind of a dog chasing its tail with that. That being said,
Yeah.
there's also still a bit of a patriot-minded aspect in him, and also Alex Jones,
yeah,
highly
patriot-minded, and that is a contradiction to freedom in itself.
That second part, that patriot-minded shit, was better than the first part. Both
So-
were good points.
So like I always try to pick delete Law's brain in the chat when I'm in there. And one of the things I keep saying to him is like, how are we going to delete the laws? You can't. So what do? You secede from the federal government, and that's how you will just wipe away all these federal laws, and you depend.
It's pretty
on
much
the state's
your belief that
constitution.
gives it any. It's just your belief that gives it any validity, because it's not valid.
Of course.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's all
absolutely.
it is, right?
That's $20 because they tell you it's $20. You believe in whatever it is you believe in. You're gonna die from the jab. I'm sorry, from not getting a jab because they tell you you're gonna die. It's belief, and that's why I call them gods. I think the government and cops, small g gods, because the way people blindly believe, follow, protect them nowadays. If I go into some rooms that are not with like-minded people like us, and they're saying, why are they bothering him? The guy's officer's just doing his job. They could have stood 50 feet away. Their camera would still pick it up. 100 feet away,
Yeah,
their
right.
camera would still pick it up.
And what they're not realizing too, that might be an advantage to us in some ways too, because like now they don't know we're there, right?
Yes.
Well,
But
since
they
when
don't
did
realize that there's no solution for what they're trying to do?
Since when did a cop's job become to hinder a person's freedom?
Right.
That'd be
They
my
don't hear
response
none
to
of
that,
that.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
right.
this idea that they're just doing their job, no, I'm here because they're not doing their job, and I'm
I
putting
tell them,
an eye to that.
I use that argument. I tell him, listen, he's the guy, his job is not to ID everybody in the car, is not to go through this guy's pockets when he's not even detained. Well, since you don't know what's going on, you just let things play out and the court will decide. This is their fucking logic. Now they're
Right.
putting their faith in the police and even more faith in the courtroom. I don't believe in any of that
They're
shit.
all on the same team. There's no winning against a team that's stacked against you.
Yeah, even the cheat that's telling me to just comply, they're fucking fanatics. They're on the same team, even if the cops don't like them.
The idea to self-determine, to self-decide they're so fearful of that, because that means that everybody is not under a domesticated form, and now we can do what we need to do. And where's the accountability? They have a false sense of security with that, and it's not real.
Yeah. You may opt out if given a choice. You may opt out of a thing. They can't have that.
New guru. That we can't have free thinkers. We can't have people thinking for themselves. We need people totally attached to the system, collecting welfare. We need total, submissiveness from the public. That's how they're going to choose their
How do I know what food is good for me or what medicine I can take unless someone else tells me? I can't read the research myself. I got to have someone, a politician or some puppet doctor, tell me. I can't have
choose what time to go to bed.
Yeah. A grandma tells you, "Oh, you got a cold here. Drink this stuff that I made. This concoction of so and so." No, grandma goes to jail for practicing a physician. She just said casserole and bacon fat or something. No, that's for the doctor to decide.
Well, you guys bring up a good point now too. Is that the governor Sununu here in New Hampshire? He's very tyrannical. He's very federal bullshit guy, right? He'll take all the federal funds, whatever. What he just did recently, he threatened to take control of the hospitals with the National Guard, and then 2 weeks later he did it. National Guard has infiltrated our hospitals. No one's going to the hospital here. And what's actually happening?
What does the National Guard do at the hospital?
Well, they were understaffed because they didn't want to get the jabs, or And,
so the National Guard is playing doctor.
And you know what? And history repeats itself. And if you look at any time in history, when the military takes over hospitals, guess who they're only going to serve? Only the people on their side. Only the people that are supportive of that idea.
That's the way the police do it, yeah.
So what's happening here in New Hampshire, another beautiful thing is that all these doctors and nurses that have quit from the hospitals are actually forming an underground sort of...
Oh, I'm dying for that. I've been waiting to hear somebody say that.
It's happening. It's happening, guys. I don't know. We have more on-call doctors here in the state because of this problem. And it's actually better than these tyrannical hospitals that want.
I've heard talk about they're not going to let you come for a visit to the hospital to get checkups or any other medication or seen if you don't have the jab, because you may get someone sick. It's a hospital. Right. Everyone who go there may get someone sick. Ain't nothing changed. The rules ain't changed.
Yeah, it's wild. It's wild.
Okay, you'll let an Ebola patient in there before a healthy person who hasn't had the jab.
Well, because they want to do a lot of research on you.
Right.
A little further to what you said earlier there, Joe, with the cops, their job is not to ID everybody who comes across their path and whatnot. Their job is not even to stop anyone unless if there's a crime. And if their job was to do that, then what's the title for somebody who gets paid to be a criminal? Because
it's not a public servant anymore. Yes,
that's right.
I don't give a fuck if you get a call that say, "Hey, we just got a call says someone was out here filming." Beat it. Get out of my fucking face. We just got a call. I just wanted to check. We've had burglaries around here. Beat it. I don't want to hear any of that shit, man.
Okay, absolutely.
Hey, check out that second video I put out about police murders in America at 1300 right now, and it lays out exactly the facts of where and how and who and what was killed and who they were killed by. Just unbelievable amounts of statistics in there about police murder.
Police being murdered or murdering motherfuckers?
Well, it's just the topic of the channel is 1300 murders by police, and then it goes through the riffraff of who was killed.
So it's saying
whether
police
it was black or white, what they were killed for. Yes,
police are the ones doing the murdering, not being killed. Okay, I got you.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Salty Explorer says, "When do we get our armbands or whatever?" Well, I hate to break it to you. You already are wearing it. It's called a cell phone.
Yeah.
The cell phone is tracking everything you do. It's data collection. It's communicating with all of the other cell phones around you.
Yeah.
We're there. We're there.
It's that bullshit tracking bullshit that they've been trying to do. In fact, they're passing a lot of legislation about that, where if my iPhone is on a bus with another motherfucker who had COVID, then they can track everybody who was on that bus, come to your house, take everybody out of your house, blah, blah, blah. That's what it's for.
All right, so what's the solution? How do we achieve the freedom from that? You know what it is? I'll tell you right now. It's called the Pine phone. It's called Google phones. You can look up how to do it yourself. You root phones, look up the certain model phones, and you can remove yourself from Google. Ironically, the Pixel phones are one of the best phones to de-Google. The Google phones.
The Google Pixel phone.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. But the thing is that you de-Google them. Now you're not being tracked. You're not being all these different things. Your location's not being shared. You can encrypt your devices. You can use a VPN through your phone. And there's people here in New Hampshire that are actively rooting these phones and selling them so that we can have that. So we can have that freedom.
That's interesting, right? Just not being tracked. Eventually, we may be using CBs or something like that, or bulbs, tubes again. But I never thought that I'd be able to have a phone that's not trackable. I didn't know that was a thing.
It's a thing. They actually have cell phones out there now that have physical switches to turn the location GPS off, the camera, and the mics off. So when you want to use them, you just switch it on.
Right.
Edward Snowden was trying to develop his own phone. I don't know where that went, but there are phones out there that do this.
Yeah. You guys are ahead of the game. I can't lie. I was totally impressed. I hate that you thought I was talking about you guys. I was totally impressed by everything I saw in there.
You've heard of Silicon Valley, right?
Yeah.
Well, guess what? Silicon Valley is moving here to New Hampshire. The 10 tech companies come here every year for the last 5 years. Right? It's huge, guys. It's huge.
I'm all in favor of that technology that doesn't track and whatnot. Just let's be real about things, though, and not forget that all of us are still being tracked every moment by satellite.
Yes, and pings on your phone. It's still pinging off a satellite. So even if it don't have your exact address, it has it where you're close to. Even if you de-Google it.
True. Yes, it's still using the same system as well to transmit the signal, right?
I saw a guy on the bus. Took a picture of him and his kid on the bus, and he had just committed a murder. And he goes, and one detective questions him, and he's like, "No, I was on the bus." And he shows him the picture of him and his kid on the bus. That detective goes out. Well, Bobby's clean. He was on the bus at this time. And the chick goes in there as partner and says, so if we ping you, it's going to say you were on the bus at a certain time. And he's like, I don't know what that means. She's like, oh, we have a way of figuring out where you were, blah, blah, blah. You can see his heart drop. Sure enough, his shit pinged at the time of the murder somewhere else. He killed someone.
Salty Explorer brings up, I stashed away a CB and a mobile antenna, just in case it came to that. I hate to tell you, but all CB communications are definitely recorded and tracked on a FCC scale. So on a federal scale, it's all tracked. But
is that true?
There's a solution.
Faraday cage.
That guy Hebrew Hammer always tells of some military radio that's always being sold on eBay that is perfect for these emergency situations. I forget what it's called. It's like a C-120 or something. And when there are developers here in New Hampshire right now. I know them personally. I've met them. I've talked to them about it. That they're converting CB radios to. You have to connect the device to it, so it's going to be a separate device. You connect to the CB, and it'll send out encrypted data.
Encrypted CBs, baby.
Yep, with your own personal keys, so only another person with that key can actually hear your encryptions.
All of these things will be necessary soon, I imagine.
It's happening, guys.
I've been having a reoccurring dream. This started, I don't know, before COVID, and it bothered me so much that I told 3 people I was having it. It would be, I'm a lucid dreamer, so I'd be doing around, in Ferraris and Grand Nationals, and I'd be transported back to my mom's crib. The sky would darken, and I'd have a real feeling of gloom and the earth is ending type shit. The next one, the dream progressed a little bit. I was back there. I had to take my family up out of there. And sure enough, it seemed like the world was about to end if we didn't get out of there fast enough. And the last time I had a dream, it showed me where to take them. It showed me I took them to some mountains. And now COVID comes along, Everybody I meet is Eric Brandt them and pigs around all around pigs asses pork. Everybody I know is buying land in the mountains or deserts and shit somewhere.
Yes, sir.
It seems like God was trying to tell me something.
Damn, if you want freedom, you better move out of the city.
Yeah.
Damn
Cities are
right about that
epicenters
one.
of tyranny.
You better. Yep, 100%. The city is designed as a people farm. It's designed to keep you
Yeah.
in a place of hamster wheel mode,
Yeah, it
24
is.
hours a day, 7 days a week.
You don't have enough land to make your own food and all of that type of shit. You're
Yeah,
totally dependent on a neighborhood store, not just a grocery store, but here we have so many neighborhood stores. And you wait till you're out of the last slice of bread. You walk half a block and get more bread. Whatever it is, you can go get it at the drop of a dime. When that's gone, when they tell me I can't even shop anymore because I don't have a jab, I would be stuck. I can't make a thing. I can't grow a thing.
right.
And Joe, you bring up another point is that here in New Hampshire, it's another beautiful thing. Like Keene, New Hampshire, where Free Keene resides. Keene, they just passed another mask mandate. Now, businesses can, reject you, can tell you to leave, whatever. But just because the city passed it, the police station came out with a public notification saying we will not respond to mask calls, no mask calls. So the police are just standing down on the city. They don't care.
I've always talked to people and said that would never happen. The police will follow orders, so that's encouraging.
Yeah, man. No,
E-
this
Even, even here, our police union is super powerful. Here, half the budget goes of the city goes to our police. We have to operate on half of a budget because immediately police get half the money that comes to the city. Their union is strong and powerful. And when they tried to say that the police had to get jabs, they said no. They gave them a date. The police said no, and like the day before, they gave them a extension. Police said no. They're battling. They're like, you don't tell us what to do. Normally, I can't stand these niggas, but today we have something in common.
That's why I'm all in favor for hyperinflation. The sooner the better.
The sooner this shit occurs, the better. Huh?
Hey, I tell you what, hyperinflation is making my crypto go up.
And yes, silver
that
will be
too.
fine. All of that shit, yeah.
That's how
That
I'm
too,
curbing
and
it.
all those people who are operating in fiat, the mercenaries can't be paid, and they're not going to do that shit for free, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
believe that, right?
Yeah,
Um,
if anything, if you have a bank account, just take all your money out, put it into crypto. I hate, it's a risk. I get it. It's still early though, guys. Put
It's
some of
not
it-
a-
keeping your money in a currency that is designed methodically to inflate and become valueless is, I don't.
Yeah.
Can you get any more risky than that? I don't know.
No. Well, the more you use it, the more you're encouraging your own oppression.
Agreed.
Yeah,
And you can
and
watch crypto during this conversation. If we look at the price of crypto, by the time we're finished talking, we'd have made money. Crypto goes up
Yes.
fast.
Oh, it does.
everything in life is a risk. That's why you diversify and hedge yourself properly and
Yeah,
accordingly in a healthy
exactly.
way. But
Right.
there was a gentleman in chat earlier that said they're going to ban it or whatever. Well, China has banned Bitcoin over 1,000 times now, and wouldn't you think one would be enough?
You're right.
Right.
I hear it every 2 months. It's just part of the cycle of pump and dump.
You better
Oh,
know
yeah.
they're gonna ban that fiat bullshit. In fact, it was part of the plan. I've been telling motherfuckers since COVID started that this ends when they tell you that the germs last longer on paper money, and therefore we got to get rid of it. And I've been seeing the ads lately saying that this money is dirty, it carries so and so, don't use it. They're gonna outlaw fucking paper money and make you use a chip, whether it be in your credit card or whatever. That paper money will not last.
It's true. Yeah. I've been saying that you look at Germany, their money became so became so worthless that they were burning their money to stay warm.
I've seen that. Yeah.
We're coming to that point too today. Is that really, if you look at it, propane is $35. Well, if you take $35, how many BTUs does it take? How many BTUs is that $35 is going to put off if you burn it? Eventually, if propane is say $500 a tank for a small tank, I'd be burning my money instead of burning the propane.
Yeah, go get a bunch of singles and do just as good.
The sooner the better. Get rid of that freaking petrol pollutive crap, you know? We never needed it anyway. And we also, what they're really scared of, these elitist ruler people, the thing they're scared of the most is for a good majority of us to realize that we can function perfectly well and in a healthy way without the
Without
dependency
them.
on a third party currency system at all. They're using that as the tool to keep people enslaved. We don't need any of that stuff.
That's how they get their chop, though. You know, you picture a drug dealer, King of New York. He said, if a nickel bag is sold in a park, I want my chop. If we can go around them, you know, then we'd scare them to death. So you're dead on balls accurate. They need to control our fucking money. Someone said that, right? I don't give a fuck who runs the country. If I control the currency,
right?
You know, I'm the man.
Yeah, the Rockefellers or the
Okay.
Rothschilds and the JP Morgan.
Yeah, those fucks. Yeah.
Yeah, they're still in control. These people never left. You know.
No, they own the big bankers. They run the world. Big pharma, big bankers are, they run the world.
And they meet in secret. We know what that is. The
What's up, Anna? How are you?
People forget that it wasn't all that long ago, even in like the 50s, that to rely so much on this system that people are so dependent on today, if you did that, if you didn't even have at least a little bit of a garden for yourself and growing some of your food for some of this, you and your family were going to not eat for a while, you know?
Yeah, right. Yeah. And even then, people didn't have the confidence in banks and credit and all of that shit. Every old motherfucker was stashing money somewhere. That's where they get that in a mattress, in a sock. And no one would put all their money in a bank.
Yeah.
And there's your solution right there is that Salty says I'm investing in tradable skills. That's it. You know, it's becoming how are you going to trade value? It's because you earn skills. You have something that someone else has. And that's not always a physical asset that you have to trade with. It's
critical thinking skills is a tradable asset because
it is.
Because I can't do a lot, but I can philosophize with the best of them.
It is. Relaying of knowledge has a lot of value. I'm invested in the path of self-sufficiency.
Yes.
And making myself my own asset. See, in the indoctrination corporate school, if you want to call it that, they teach you the opposite. They teach you to acquire liabilities, to be a liability, to live a life as a liability.
Yeah.
And
you get as much debt as you can. You get out from under your parents at 17, 18. You go buy a car and an apartment that you can't afford, and you work hard so you can buy a house that you can't afford and a wife and kids.
You have to fail to learn.
You have to fail
to do. You know what not to do, what to do. You got to.
Right. So it's a positive in that way. It totally is. And all the stuff that people are going through, you know, banging your head to know that it hurts is if you need to do that, you need to do that, right? So
it may be a learning experience. Yeah.
You were saying earlier, New Gurus, that talk about risk. Well, only the most successful people ever is because they took risk.
Yeah.
Yes. They all dropped out of college and pursued their whatever they wanted to sell or sing or do computers, whatever the fuck it is. They took a risk. When the man told them, you go do 8 years in college, you get a degree, and I'll take care of you. At some point, they said, no, I'm gonna drop out of high school and give surfing a try. And now you have invented some new surfboard, a fucking skate shop, and you're doing your own thing. That's not taught, certainly in the school system. That's not a thing. They only want fucking cattle and people to be employed as opposed to dependent and just get a job somewhere as opposed to be a job creator. They don't teach you that shit. Independence, they don't teach you that shit.
Well, like that's what public schools are all about, is they want you to conform so that you could be. What public schools are really doing is they're filtering out people who they can recruit later to be into office in public.
Yes, I'm told most are indoctrinated.
Designing slaves.
The brown coats. It's the modern brown coats. It really is.
and they reach down and pick up those who they want and snatch them out. But the rest are indoctrinated cattle.
You know, it's one
They're
of
actually indoctrinating people to be their own slave ruler to enslave themselves. That's really
Yes, we
the
perpetuate it, right?
yeah.
They do it well with that white versus black, dim versus Republican, light versus dark, tall versus short. I can't believe she said that. I can't believe they live like that, and we can continue that shit on until we die in debt. We will never join forces to hold hands and shit. Well, no, I can't hold hands with him or her. She's a pre-gender so and so. I'm against that. Oh, she's an abortion, pro-life, anti-life. And we find so much shit to bicker about.
Well, you bring up the pro-life thing, right? Here in New Hampshire, the governor signed a stupid executive order banning abortion. And you know what? I might be personally against abortion, but I don't want to choose that for somebody else.
I'm with you.
The problem is that it's psychopaths trying to control other people's actions. If you're not harming another person and you have sovereignty over your own self, you make those choices. Nobody else can do it for you.
I think the courtroom should be the bastion of such a thing. I need to be able to walk into my courtroom with a fuck. Like here, I can remember my buddy walks in, and they told him he got to take his braids out. And ain't nothing but black people here. The judge thought it was inappropriate. I need to be able to walk in there with a "fuck you" T-shirt on and say, "Oh, fuck that, judge. I really ain't having. I ain't feeling like that shit today. I'm tired," or whatever it is. And they show what it's like to let a man be free. The judge can't overreact and say, "I'm God. You must wear a button-up shirt in front of me." They're telling you exact. They're saying, "I'm a king, and you come before me and bow and kneel and plead for my mercy." I need the courtroom to be the bastion of that, to teach the police that you're going to allow motherfuckers to be themselves, and it is not your job to tell a grown man a damn thing.
Like, not for nothing.
One problem with that. There's one problem with that. Both the judge and the cops and whatnot, and the criminals alike, are all on team psychopath.
Oh yeah. Yeah, but the state depends on criminal activity for them to legitimize their existence.
I'm not sure that what they label criminal activity, right? Just because of I have some weed or drugs or whatever, it doesn't make you a criminal if I have harmed no one. But they label all of those things criminal.
It's even further than that. Like, I don't know if you guys are aware, but a good majority of the police force is hired from the military, and a good majority of the military is hired juveniles who went wrong, right? So I feel safe.
Yeah. And then the military come over here and they get first shot at being a cop when the military is not taught cop shit. They are taught to dominate, and I'm not okay with that shit.
Here's another thing. Bending the knee to a psychopath only proves there's two.
I would agree with that, bro. I'd be writing that down if I wasn't on this phone.
I like that. Say it again.
Bending the knee to a psychopath only proves there's two.
You're right. I need to put that in a fucking video some fucking way.
That's how I come up with these quote of the day things.
I need to be working on a video too. I'm going out of town tomorrow, and once I go out of town, I don't YouTube. I don't do shit. I be in mode, so I don't want to drop a vid before I leave.
Right on, bro.
Well, listen, I'm gonna go because the storm's starting to ramp up, so I gotta get some sleep. It's gonna be a 2-day mission.
Good luck with that.
Are you going to the Freedom Convoy with the rest of the Canadians?
Yeah, I'm gonna follow right behind you as you jump over the fence, Joe. I'll be right behind you. All right.
All right. The problem is, man, they won't let me cross the border, man.
Me either. I'm a felon, bro.
You too.
Shod foot.
Sorry, guys.
So
I always give a shit about being Canadian. Hippie, is nice seeing you as usual.
Yeah, have a good night, man.
See you later, Hippie. Good to see you, man.
Love that.
To join, jump on.
I love him so much. Make sure you drop him a link from time to time, or maybe you penned it by now. Hippie, I admire that dude because he's got. I know I'm gonna fuck this up the way I say it though, but he's got that thing from God where he can relax and don't worry, let go, don't judge people. He has these things naturally, which seem like they're from God. Things that I worked so hard to do. It seems like come natural to him, and I admire him so
he
much.
brings that civility to this movement that
Yes,
not others
yes,
do.
very good. You said it better than me. Yeah. And it's like natural. He's like he don't even have to try hard at it. He gets moody and all of that shit. We even yell at each other. But the guy that wronged him yesterday, to the next day, people walk in like, I can't believe what that son of a bitch did. And Hippie will be like, well, I talked to him this morning. He's okay. We're good. You know, this dude.
Yeah, that's one thing I like about you, Joe Cool, is like, we might disagree on things and then we can discuss it. And we're pretty good.
Yeah.
Simple. I mean, I called you out before, but
Yeah.
because I was really bugging about actually trying to get to talk to you.
I'm not gonna hold a fucking grudge, and I'm not gonna fucking judge you. I do get passionate, and a lot of that I'm realizing now, since I've been cop watching, I'm paying more attention with different eyes, and I noticed that we talk very aggressive in my neighborhood. People who visit us be like, "Oh my God, they're finna fight," and we'll turn around and be like, "Man, they best friends. They just rapping with each other." So the way I talk is not going to be accepted over the internet. All that passionate. You the one that said that's kind of normal how we talk. And I'd be glad for cats like you who don't take offense to it, who don't, run out and make a live. Joe Cool called me or so, don't do gay shit. And we can be men the next day, you'll be calm as fuck. Hey Joe, I still disagree with you. That you can respect endlessly. What? He's not over there crying and whining and starting a smear campaign. He's still normal. That's rare in YouTube.
Yeah, we need that kind of discord here in
Discourse.
Yeah, discourse. Sorry.
Yeah, we do. And I'm for that. And once people get to know me and see that I don't mean no harm, because I'm getting passionate or apparently angry and shit, it doesn't mean anything, man. I'm just trying to state my argument. I'm probably getting passionate because I think your argument is weak, and that shit. I love debate, man, like more than any man should. That's I could live there. I'm a fan. I've read so many philosophy books, man, and I love the skills that it takes. Philosophy is simply a quest for the truth. That's all it is. It's not a who wins what. It's not that. It can turn into you looked bad in front of someone. Confucius got a good story where he was doing a debate thing and he said something that was incorrect. He said all morning motherfuckers is knocking on his door just to tell him, hey man, you were wrong when you said so and so. And he tell one of them, how fortunate I am that when I make a mistake, I can have a dozen people come to let me know I've made a mistake. I yearn for that type
we
of
split
shit.
up, and that's what we're here for. We're here to put ourselves in check. And
yeah, right. And I don't care if you do it and you enlighten me to something. I could be in the midst of arguing with you. You make a good point. I'm going to say, oh, good point. Great. Yeah, you got me there. I got to think. I'm there for the sport of it, man, the truth of it. I'm not there to look good. In fact, I'm forever getting asked to do interviews and all of that shit. And when I say, yes, I'm down, what are we going to talk about? You. I'm like, nope, I'm not in it. I'm down. I quit. I'm not interested. That's ego shit. And y'all going to have me thinking I'm Joe motherfucking Cool or some crazy shit. I'll be like, however, those people you named, I would like to get the best out of them. Can't we just have a conversation? No, we want to know about what it's like growing up in the hood. No, miss me. Fuck that.
We all come from different parts of life. What do we call
it?
We all come from different angles, and I appreciate every single one of you.
Yeah.
And it really is like because of our minds coming from different viewpoints.
That's our strength.
We are sharing these things, and it's just building us. And
I don't have to grow up in New Hampshire, right? I got a smart guy who did that. I don't have to be some new dude that grew up and separated from people. I got a smart guy who did that. Right. I need you cats bad. I can't live 1,000 different lives, 10,000 different lives. I need some smart dude who walked that path, and then we meet who's not sensitive like a broad, so that we can discuss our ideas.
Well, they call those NPCs, right? And none of us are NPCs. We're all very much individuals in this movement, and That's the beauty of
Are
freedom.
you saying NPC or MPC? I'm not familiar with that term.
And NPCs, they call them like non-player characters in like video
Oh,
games.
yes, for the video. Okay.
They're just like people who follow the rules and go in line, and they don't
Right.
question anything. They
They're
just
bots.
yeah, zombies.
Yes. Islam is full of bots.
That's true. That's it.
Yes, that's how it is. Zombies, yeah, the Walking Dead, and then they're loud. I had another. I was asleep. I've been visited since I had this near death by 3 people, and once or maybe twice, I forget. Maybe once they came and visited me in a dream, and it was really scary because again, I control my dreams. Um, and at the time, I was shooting some people. And since I designed the buildings and everything, I knew if I ran across the street to the other building, I'd get an angle on this guy. I jumped through the second story, because I got skills like that. And then I think, wait a minute, if I go run room over, I can get him and his friend. After I kill them both and I'm leaving, my building that I created starts to change shape. And I could feel the energy, and I knew who it was. It was those guys who come visit me, and they came, and I was running down like a circular ramp because it's fearful, that energy. You're presence of God, and real people as opposed to people that you're on equal terms with. And I feel so small around them. And the lady, the female who comes to see me, which now I think is married, she said she had to show me something. I was gonna be afraid. I had to go alone, but don't worry, everything will be okay. And she took me to this door, and I went through the door, and sure enough, I was alone. And it looked just like my city, but all the people looked different. Their faces were white with black around their eyes and mouth, or vice versa. I forget.
It's like you put the sunglasses on from They Live.
Yes, it's like those cats. That's what they look like. And their mouths look stitched, but they can open them. And they look similar, but they still maintain their feature. An Asian person looked Asian, but they had the black eyes and all that crazy shit. And all they did was mirror what I did. I was like, please, can somebody help me? Everyone says, please, can someone help me at the same time? I'm like, I don't know where I am. All of them say, I don't know where I am.
That's deep, bro. That's deep because really, we all see it. We all see in society that people are struggling within themselves, that they don't know what to do anymore, and that they're so feared. That's why they conform, but they're so feared. You can see it in their eyes. People wearing the masks, so that's the most obvious because that's all you see is their eyes.
Yes, wearing masks, and they mirrored my behavior. Whatever I said, they said. And they were not going to help me. It was clear that not one would lend a hand to help me. And I had hid behind a house down by someone's basement. And I tried to seek refuge. It started raining and got cold, and it was full of rats and spiders. It was just the most miserable freaking place in the world.
What amazes me is how many times people can be lied to over and over again and still not even question the information that's coming from the same source.
Oh, I know.
You would think.
I was gonna say there was a meme out there I saw a couple days ago, and it's like it was saying like the NPC, right, the grade face, right. The NPC was saying to like the woke guy, like, why haven't you done anything to make a change? And he's like, oh, I did make the change. He's like, oh, you're just saying that because you heard it on the news. And then the guy goes, you fucking moron still. Like, because like what, you got to hear it on the news to make it true? Like you're dumb.
That's the way certainly people around here, and certainly older people believe that. You would think if I could use logic behind what Guru was just saying, people be lied to. If I could use logic, I'd say that just some simple Pfizer has more fucking violations from hiding.
Just careful.
All right, I'll be careful.
Yeah.
I'll be careful. Has more violations for misuse of funds, lying, hiding data, and all of this shit. They've been millions and millions of bucks.
Biggest paid out lawsuit ever.
Yes, they've been fined. Now these are the same cats that are paying the news for the segments that talk about how necessary they are. Through logic. It's brought to you by so and so. Exactly. So I'm thinking if I should be able, because it's logical to say that I would like to opt out from them. I don't trust them. No, the sheep are going to shout me down and tell me that that Rachel Maddow says these are the numbers. Yes, but you see at the end of the segment who paid for it?
Right.
You know, of course she's gonna say what they want her to say.
There's no bias, objectiveness in that infomercial. No, none at all.
You know, I was
There's
watching Tim Pool, and he was right that Joe Rogan is now controlling the narrative in the news. Is that all these mainstream news are following what he's saying now because
Joe's a god right now.
And you guys want to meet Joe Rogan?
I would.
He's going to Porcupine Freedom Festival.
I'll be there. I went to the gun rally to meet High Impact and the Jones and all of those people. I went there because I wanted to meet those cats, Joe, and me and fucking Brian High Impact, man. We hit it off, man. We snuck off and hung out after lunch and all that. We went to lunch together and shit. But after that shit was over, we snuck out and hung out and we stayed in touch. I love free thinkers, bro. It's attractive.
Well, look, man, Porcupine Fest, it goes on for a week, and then there's another, extension, Fork Fest, and there was, a protest to Pork Fest. But anyways, Pork Fest is, there's a lot of panels. People have discussions. They talk about solutions. They talk about all kinds of things. And we could have our own panel to talk about how we are First Amendment auditors or cop blockers, whatever you want to call them.
Yeah.
We could do that. We can get together, and people can ask us questions, because people are they approach me constantly at the festival, and they ask me, "Oh, hey, you're that YouTuber, right?" And I'll be like, "Yeah." And they're like, "What do I do for this?" And people are really want to be educated on this. Not everyone here in the Free State Project, they're still not very savvy on everything, but they're all. You make sure
you get out with me. I want to make it there. You make sure you do what it got to take to remind me when it gets close.
Keep following my channel, man. I'll advertise it as much as I can.
I'll see you around. I ain't going nowhere. Guru, can you hang around? I want to run some bath water, but that means I gotta I'll take the headphones out and all that so I can hear my phone ring. I can't stay on panel, but I want you niggas to be gone. I just need 10 minutes to start some water. You gonna hang around, Guru?
Yeah, man. I'll be here for a while.
All right. Yeah, give me a minute.
I'll probably 2 hour mark. I'll probably end up. Yeah, hey, new Guru. Pork Fest is your place too, man. You want to be nude? You can be nude. And usually they do it late night. They'll go down to the main fire down by Porcupine Fest, and that's when they'll do it. Usually when there's not kids around, that sort of thing. But you know what? It's not people don't get offended by it. Some people might, but they're just gonna turn it away. They're gonna walk away. That's just how it goes, right?
Live and let live, right? That's the best
exactly. But and we can all just go camping. We can all party at our different campsites and just live it up. And I don't know. It's a place where all these liberty-minded people come together, and we can be as free as we want. Rogers Campground is a private campground. We can explore our minds as much as we can there. And I really highly suggest everyone look up on YouTube, Porcupine Freedom Festival. You see how free it is there. Some of the people, because they're rich, they're considering buying the campground, so that way we can have it there all year, so we can live and we start our own tight community in this campground, with all the amenities of water, electricity, that sort of internet. We can do it. We're gonna do it. I think it's a little bit of a pipe dream on some levels, but because we would essentially take over the whole town in that sense. That town, Lancaster, where the campground is, it would not exist if it wasn't for Porcupine Freedom Festival.
Interesting.
We are the number one income of every year.
It's getting closer to something that I'm very much in line with, and for those who know me, they've heard me talk about it quite a lot. I've visited quite a number of what you would call, there's a number of titles for them, it doesn't really matter, but a typical one is intentional community. And what it is it's just a group of people of however many large who have chosen to live a life in communal ways along the path of self-determination, outside of statism and all that kind of crap. So typically they go and they either squat some land or purchase some land, one of the two, whatever it is, and grow their own food or live with nature and cooperate with each other.
Absolutely.
And
And you say the communal thing, right? And there is some of that happening within this movement, but generally we have a community, right? And we have
yeah, that's what I mean by that. Yeah, yeah,
we have community marketplaces, and like we meet like every weekend. We do our trades, and we're doing this like outside the realm of like the normal like farmers market type setups, right? Like this is within our movement. We're doing this,
right.
and we're not using U.S. dollars. We're using crypto. We're using gold, silver, bullets. We're trading, and we could essentially do it all through a barter of the goods and services that we're all providing. We don't even need the currencies to do it.
There's even a way to do
that's
it
how great it
with.
is.
I've existed amongst people who don't do any of that. Um, when you get in line with nature and cooperate with nature and how nature works and be a team, people don't realize in the corporate-minded world that it's in my best interest if I'm on your team that you're healthy and that
Oh,
you're eating
absolutely.
the best nutrition. Because if we're going to do a project together, I need you to be healthy. I need you to be strong, and you need me to be strong.
Yeah,
So,
it's the insurance of sorts. Yeah.
right. So when it's done with that mindset, everything in nature, like the animals don't all barter. They don't charge each other. we just use and occupy the land and the resources that we have divine access to. And once that's realized and understood, um, the connection back with the abundance that's there becomes realized, and then it's just a matter of being a team to access it. Like, for example, somebody might be taller than the other, so they would be the person to step up for a job
Right.
to access a coconut or something, right?
Right.
And
And
it just becomes so cooperative and obvious what to do, that the idea of putting something in the middle of that, like money or whatnot, would just be a deterrent and interference, and would be a hypocrisy to that way of life.
well, you bring up a good point. This community is so strong in that level. Like a friend of mine, she became paralyzed. Right, she can't use her legs, so she had to use a wheelchair. That's not the most accessible thing, just a normal wheelchair. So we raised like I think it was like $60,000 so that she can get one of those mobility uh, uh, chairs, and now she can
Hmm.
go up and down stairs, no problem.
All
Our
right.
community stepped up to the plate and made it happen, and we're doing that like not just with one person, we're doing it with just about everyone. Anyone that might have like a problem, we're going to step up to the plate, and we do our own mediating. So if there's any conflicts in our community, we have mediators. We choose who we want to discuss it with, and they'll be like, hey, you're probably on the wrong side here, and you should accept this. Like this is we and they accept the decisions, and it's not like we have a court system and we're forcing people to make those choices after mediation. They're doing it because they understand that this is what the community is seeking and wants, because they know what the benefit is for you to change and to
Yeah.
change. It's
Yeah.
beautiful. It's a beautiful thing because
Yeah.
they
When
know
it's
that if they don't, they're gonna be ostracized, right?
yeah, yeah. When it's chosen participation, it's perfect. That's
Yep.
flawless. That's in
Mhm.
line with nature. It's when, and this is the corporate way of life, it's when it's mandated. And if you don't participate, then you got consequences because we said so. And now we're forcing our will against yours. That is not in line with nature. And then it
You
becomes a conundrum because the people who want to be peaceful end up having to do something in a non-peaceful way to a degree to defend themselves, to
yes.
stand in moral compass, right?
Well, like
And
literally and metaphorically, you don't work, you don't eat, right? And that's like that evolves around everything. If you're not
in
one to
that way of life,
provide, yeah, if you're not willing to provide, guess what? You're not going to get the fruits of the community. That's just part of it, like And we want people to step up. We want to see the effort, and if you're at least putting effort into it, you might not be successful, but you are going to be recognized for the effort, and you're going to be rewarded for that. Because without the effort and the failure, that's not we would never have learned, or that person would never have learned. It's a developing process. This is like
right?
these are lessons in life, guys. You know,
I don't actually know anybody, when I really look at it, who is truly at heart lazy. I know people that are so indoctrinated and depressed from the indoctrination that their escapism lifestyle caters to laziness.
Well, people are told they have to work a 40-hour work week, and
Yeah.
and when they come home with their paycheck, they can barely afford, to live. And
Yeah, they got 10 minutes left to even think for themselves.
it's
too,
stressful. I get it. And what's going on with like the hyperinflation right now specifically? We all know what's coming, right? For them to curb this inflation and for it not affect us in a way that's going to be like, oh, we're going to rise up, right? Then what they're going to do is that as automation is occurring and efficiencies are occurring, uh, the prices are going to relatively stay the same. Generally, right? Generally, without inflation, because of automation and technology advances, we shouldn't have to be working 40-hour work weeks. Maybe we should only be working 5-hour work weeks. I'm not even joking. And we
I
could
agree.
live. And I don't mean to say, oh, we should be lazy. I'm just saying that if it wasn't for inflation, we wouldn't have to work as hard and we wouldn't be stressed out. And
Yeah.
I would say probably 90% of relationships are complicated because of finances. And the government knows this.
Teamwork itself is the basis to to lessen hardship. So that's an intelligent way of living. There's nothing wrong with that. The problem becomes when you replace it for knowing how to be self-sufficient and the knowledge and the wisdom and the experience of how to do that. And anytime you're dependent on anything, regardless of what it is,
well, we're always going to have some level of dependency on others, right? If you're
the ultimate dependency is the ultimate dependency is on nature, because nature is what we are and what we're from. So that's the most intelligent thing. But aside from that, like, we have this technology right now and it's enabling us to communicate. That's a great thing. The only problem would be is if we're a slave to that technology and don't know how to function and exist without it anymore.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
And actually, one of the best things I encourage everyone to do is to go take one of these survivalist courses, because one, if shit hits the fan, guess what? You know what food you can eat that's just growing in the woods, growing in nature. You could survive that way. You can survive on what animals to hunt or whatever. You know how to sharpen the stick to catch the animal or whatever. But this will bring you back to this nature in yourself of self-dependency, and then you realize, oh, now I can do anything. I can survive without anything.
Right. And when you have that confidence and security, now you can be a team with people like never before, right? Because you don't have this like struggle of inferiority complex to get in the way with that.
Exactly. I'm going to put Salty Explorer up here. 40-hour work weeks, LOLs. You want to be successful, 60 plus. You know what? That's it. This is what I did in Rhode Island. Is that I shit you not, guys. I was printing Obama's T-shirts. Okay, we printed 2 million shirts a year. We had a contract with the Democratic Party. I literally did the embroidery on Obama's Air Force One jackets with the freaking Secret Service. The Secret Service was over my shoulder watching me. And then as soon as we finished that project, we pull up the Hells Angels patches. But that was really crazy. But I worked 90-hour work weeks sometimes. I worked on average at that job like more than 60 hours a week average, and I hated it. I made a lot of money. I saved a lot of money, but guess what? I hated it. I hated who I became because I became a slave to someone else, and I hated looking at Obama shirts all day. But once I got out of that, I told my bosses, "Hey, I'm leaving in 2 weeks." They didn't believe me, and then when I didn't show up in 2 weeks, they were like, "Oh, my phone was like off the hook with my former bosses." Saying, "Where are you, Joe?" I'm like, "I told you, I quit. I moved to New Hampshire. What do you want? Like, I don't have to do this anymore. I don't need to be a slave to that. Thank you for allowing me to do it, but it's I'm done with it. I don't want to be trapped like that anymore. And New Hampshire gave me all that freedom. I can live on a very low rent. I can I don't have to pay taxes. We don't have income tax. We don't have sales tax. We have property tax. It's pretty horrendous, but shit. At least I know that every year what my payment's going to be, and it's like, it's not really super aggressive. I don't have to worry about all that stuff, and I use crypto now. I use crypto in restaurants. I got my car. I paid for car repair bill, $3,200 in crypto. I paid it all in crypto to get my
Mhm.
car fixed.
Right.
Like, you could do all of it here, guys. It's possible.
Yep. That's been possible for almost 2 decades. And people are just starting to realize it,
Yeah.
And it's a step closer, and it's a very good tool for sure.
Yes.
Especially because there's so many different ones, and if one goes sideways, it's not a problem. I mean, anybody can make their
yeah,
own right now.
When it comes to crypto, you shouldn't just stick with one, diversify. But that generally with all currency or anything of value, you want to that's tradable.
That's with
You want
anything
to
in life.
diversify. You want silver,
Yeah.
you want gold, you want bullets, you want storable food, seeds, whatever you think that when shit's the fan is going to have value, like alcohol, cigarettes. Unfortunately, you save a little bit of that up because in a barter system, shit hit the fan. People are going to still need those things,
The best value you can have is to know how to be independent and
Yes.
to know how to grow your own food and know how to build a shelter. And I don't mean bushcraft style. I mean if you know what you're doing, and this is part of what I talk about and have been teaching people, not in the limelight until coming very shortly down the pipeline. But there's a whole lot of resources from nature that still a lot of people don't really know about because it's not being talked about enough in the cities and whatnot. And I'm trying to put something together to change that a bit. Things like cob houses, straw bale houses, yurts, a whole bunch of different styles of living shelters, and also ways to grow food in cooperation with how nature does it that you'll never hear about in the corporate school.
No, they won't.
Permaculture is one.
You might hear it in like Waldorf schools. You might hear it there, but it's like
I don't even know what that is.
I don't know if it's all over the country, but it originated from Germany, and Waldorf has a certain kind of philosophy how they teach the kids, and generally, it's a private school, but they teach you all these survival skills.
Oh, I see. I gotcha.
They teach you core things, and the kids get to pick their own classes, even in middle school and high school. They can do all that.
I gotcha.
It's a
that's
a cool thing. I don't agree with everything they do, but
Yeah, there's at least some value in that. But you know what? The best school is life. Get fear out of the way and just freaking do things and test things out and find out what works and what doesn't. And don't be afraid to make mistakes. Be afraid not to learn from them.
Take a risk. Break an arm.
Yeah.
Because you'll never break your arm again.
That's true. You'll think twice before doing it if you're smart, anyways.
Right. Well, I mean, we all know that action will break your arm, but
yeah, and there's a lot of people too that have done this type of thing that people in the city don't realize and are surprised to find out about when I mention it. There's millions of people, and I've come across thousands, tens of thousands in my own journeys, and know about millions, and there's definitely millions more that I don't know about as well that live a lifestyle that doesn't cater to corporate rulership and rules in any way. It caters to being in cooperation with nature and themselves and in harmony with that. And I'm not saying that, it's all a bed of roses all the time. I've seen everything from absolute disaster when it comes to that, because people still bring their egotistical societal ways, corporate societal ways to it. And it doesn't work. You can't do that. It'll kick your ass every time. All the way to an incredible utopia style of things where it's just there's no money needed involved. It's just a group of people who just live in harmony with each other, and they work together as a team and build each other's shelter and just arrange here is your area, and there's barrels of apples for everybody.
I certainly will. I'll disagree with you with that utopia label on what you just said. I think that actually that's very realistic. I think the utopia is to think that men in robes and uniforms can control society. That's the utopia mindset. Those are the people who think that they can control society to make it better. That's not how it goes. You can't rule over other people.
Yeah,
That's the utopia, pipe dream that they're trying to promote. It
I
ain't
could
working.
be. Yeah, I could be, using, it's a semantic thing. I could even be using the wrong semantic word when I call it
No,
that.
I actually understood what you were saying, because a lot of people say that, right? Like, oh, everyone wants to live, in harmony, and everyone's just naked running around, right? Like in this utopia, no, like love, free, peace, right? Like that sounds like a utopia idea. No, that's a realistic outlook that we would love to achieve, because there's no harming anybody.
Yeah.
That's what we need, and we're always going to have evil in the world, no doubt about it, no doubt. But we have to find ways to protect ourselves from that evil, and
Right. And
know thy enemy.
yeah, it's really just that. The reason why evil exists, if anything, is fear. And fear comes from a lack of understanding, a lack of knowledge, a lack of education, a lack of an insecurity or an inferiority to the idea of being in cooperation. If you get deep rooted enough, typically, if people are in fear to this mortality shell that we live
And to
in.
play to the yin on the yang is that I would go the opposite way and say love is the solution. Putting like the fear mechanism should not be your motivator. The love should be your motivator. Love should be
Yeah.
what makes you strive to be a better person.
Right. So when people are not aligned in that, the result by design, our default state is that. Our default state is contentment. We're born content. We're born in a state of love and contentment. It's all when we get astray to that, then we get a sense of insecurity and fear. And the further away we get from that, the more that becomes enlarged by design, so that we never have this ultimate eternal lostness that happens. So there's something inside us that always, it's like a divine calling us to come back home, if you will, right?
Oh,
But
absolutely.
when people aren't aware of that, they get lost, and they think that, okay, now I need to cover up this hole that's in my heart with something. And unfortunately, our hormones
It's become way too comfortable for people.
Right. And our hormones can get a little, help us become convoluted. So people start to replace, and this is why vices are so effective. They start to replace a semblance of relief from that, which dopamine does a great job. And that's why people like their video games and whatnot, because you get the sense of escaping from that hole for a short period of time. But then when you come down from that crash and the hole is still there and it doesn't fix anything, because the root of the problem is that you're not correctly aligned with that default state. And that's what you need to get back to. And when you're aligned with that, everything makes perfect sense. You're in line with harmony. You don't want to harm anybody. It'll take you away from that.
It's like instead of ripping the Band-Aid off, they're slowly peeling it off, and then realize, oh, it hurts, put it back on. It's like, no, rip it off, feel the pain for a moment, and guess what? You're gonna bring air to that wound that's gonna heal.
That's right. For a lot of people, it's a lot of layers, right? The scratch is very deep, and they're afraid to look at it and what they might have to go through to actually heal it. But the reality is, folks, the longer you take to do that, the deeper it gets and the harder it becomes. And at some point, it's going to keel over, and nature's going to take its course, and you're going to be forced to confront it one way or another, even if that means death, right?
I don't like to use these terms, but it's a good way to describe it. Are you going to be an alpha, or are you going to be a beta? Are you going to be someone who stands up for yourself, or are you going to be someone who takes orders? That's what it's coming down to. And if you're not harming anybody, be the alpha all day long. Be assertive. Stand up for yourself. Put the ego aside, and be confident. Be confident about it. People are going to see your confidence, and they're going to be like, "Oh, that guy he just removed his ego, and he really is confident in what he's saying, what he's doing." And that's what people look up to. People don't look up to people, having ego trips, right? And that's not how leaders rise. leaders rise because they're confident and they're actually making change. They're putting their foot forward, and that's what people follow. And then they become leaders themselves once they see
Right.
those qualities.
Being the change you want to see,
Mm-hmm.
right? Taking the initiative and the action to do that, and then you become a light beacon for others who want to do the same. That's really all there is to it.
It was hard for me, guys. It was really hard for me to break that barrier, to be the guy that takes orders, working that 80-hour week job, whatever. I was just doing whatever someone told me to do. I thought I was doing what I'm supposed to do in society. No, I wasn't happy. I wasn't. I had this emptiness in me. And then until I broke away from that and started doing things on my own, fulfilling what my needs were, filling my glass, right? Not filling someone else's glass. I love the metaphors, by the way. It does. It helps me be a better person. I hope it's going to help other people too.
It does. I use them as well with quotes. It helps to simplify things, make it clear, And it is simple. That's the thing. And it's best off to keep it that way. Because, there's enough complication going around with the whole indoctrinated way of life.
Yes, life's short, guys. What are you going to do? You're going to sit by, do nothing, or you're going to actually try to make a change and actually live life. Have that fulfillment. Be the person who you always want to be. If you don't, what were you here for? What's up, Joe?
It's good,
Welcome
guys.
back, man.
Happy 420.
Right. I came in and heard fucking Nude say, "Be the change you want." You can't say it any fucking better than that. Anybody complain, I'd take it to extremes. I'd be like, if you hear, where's God letting the babies die? If there's a God, what if, and I believe these are the rules, we create this fucking world as one person. We all make up one being.
We're a collective consciousness.
A collective consciousness. And what we get is what we put out. So we would be putting out all them negative vibes, making shit happen. The way you combat that is be the change you want to be. I don't want to hear you complaining on YouTube about how shitty motherfuckers is. You be the good guy and fucking and show through example. I believe that shit more and more every fucking day, Rudy.
If you see success from somebody else, try to mimic it. Try to walk those steps because you don't know until you try.
And we're all teachers and students. Let's learn from people who are more accomplished. That's a great thing, right?
Yeah. And what do we consider success is? Like me, it's not losing my temper, being kind, and those things. And I know people either they don't, I'm too critical and they don't like me giving them shit. But I'll walk into a room, you'll think Dad walked in. Everybody will be in there talking about fuck that cunt, cut a mother's throat. And I'll walk in and be like, hey Joe, cool. So did you guys hear about that new law? Niggas would change the fucking topic, bro.
Well, I kind of appreciate when someone does that.
Right?
I do that. Joe, I do that sometimes in chats, and you have called me out on it. Like you changed the subject, Joe. Like I'm like, well, I don't think that was. I think we were just spinning wheels and not going in, hitting a wall. Like guys, let's go a little bit further than this. We're better people.
And you got some guys who learn to appreciate it, right? Well, some places I walk in, and motherfuckers like, thank God Joe here. Because they're tired of the nonsense and niggas yelling over each other and shit. Other people be like, don't let Joe on panel, because someone will be up there calling some chick every skanky whore in the book. And they know if I get up there and be like, come on, man, that's not nice, bro. Be nice, man. She's a woman. Show a little respect. And they don't want to hear that. They want to be bad today. Yeah. It's both.
People, I don't know what it is, but I think it's just entertaining for some people. And if they're getting the attention, they continue doing it.
Yeah.
And that's where their success is coming from.
Entertaining. Look, wait, don't go no further. You said the key words: entertaining, something, and success. I wish there were another one. It's entertaining, something, and success.
Well,
but
I was saying, if they're drama zones of sorts, they're drama panels and stuff. If that's what's like getting them attention, that's what they look as success.
Attention was the other one. Entertaining, attention, and they calculate that as success. I would agree with that 100%.
The 5 people that are in here right now, I feel accomplished because they're still here, right?
Yeah,
They're
yeah,
still
yeah.
listening to this. They want to hear what we have to say, and
Yeah.
they're absorbing it, and hopefully they take it to heart. I don't
Right,
know.
as opposed to having 120 people in here because I'm arguing with my ex-girlfriend.
And what are they getting out of it?
Right, entertainment. And I'm putting all my shit on the streets. I much prefer the small rooms. I'll be arguing with Hippie because his room is small again because he lost his main channel, and he sits up there and he reads 19. We lost a person. Maybe we should change the topic. I be like, calm your goof ass down. Here in this small room is we can do what we want. I can say without you can read a Bible verse. No one's gonna leave. We can do what we want. When you get those big numbers, when you was getting 70 and 80 people in there, you changed, man. And people are very aware. If you do private panels backstage before someone goes live, that's the best content. It's incredible. And then
You're
you
right.
be like, we're live. And then everybody clams up or changes the way they talk. That crowd don't do nothing but fuck shit up, man.
Yeah, you never know. They motivate the wrong things sometimes,
Or,
and I've filtered all the trolls out of here. So
right. Or you get if you got a small room, people become used to you and your guys and what y'all do. When you get new people, just like when you get new subs, you get new sensitive motherfuckers in there. And where I could crack a joke, you know what I'm saying? I might say something like yet Nudi's my ex-lover. To us, it's funny. We get a bunch of more motherfuckers in here suddenly. He's homosexual. What do you got against homosexuals? And you got to worry about all sorts of weird shit. It was just a joke.
Joe, you're making my views go up. Keep talking about that.
Right.
It's true though.
I always tell motherfuckers when I come, you go to at least 10 niggas and all cops. This job is to follow me around.
Well, I've had local PD tell me that they watch my channel, and I hope they're watching right now. Maybe they'll learn something.
I
And
get
like,
that. Yeah, I can't introduce myself to a cop. They be like, "I know who you are, Joe." Hey, I'm Joe. I know who you are, Joe.
oh, they all know who I am.
Yeah.
They all know.
And then we watch your channel, and one guy was like, "Yeah, I've never met a celebrity." Oh, stop it! Don't think the nigga goes on YouTube. It's celebrity. Stop it. Yes.
I'd like to respond to the Salty Explorer. Made a couple interesting comments there. A few of them. So this is the latest one. Doing things on your own is still a lot of work. Yes, it is. Living is work, but it's enjoyable and a pleasure when you're doing something a little contrary to what you stated in your previous statement. I don't work for myself. I invest in myself, and there's a big difference. It's like the opposite, yin and
Very
yang.
good.
Right?
Very good.
And when you invest in yourself and you invest in teamwork and people that you're involved with in a cooperative fashion, life becomes a whole different thing.
Yeah. Like I truly believe if you work for yourself and you're creating your own fruits to your life, like that has so much more meaning to yourself than working for somebody else. And they're
But
paycheck,
I think you missed Nudi's point. I think he was trying to say, I'm not working for myself. I still have others in mind. I think that's what he was saying. Like,
Yeah.
I'm self-employed. I'm the boss, but I don't work for myself. I get up every day and think, how can I make your life a little different, a little better? And that's everywhere I go. If I go in the gas station to get gas, I'm going to pay a compliment to the cashier, man or woman. I'm going to speak to the people in the store, wherever. If I'm in a
Spread the love.
doctor's office, the whole office is quiet. When I get there, when I leave, everybody's talking like best friends.
You
And
too, Joe.
yes, I make an effort to do that, man.
Yeah, I feel the same way. Like, people might look at me on the surface, like I got the Viking haircut, I got blue block glasses. I'm just trying to throw my ego out there. But but then generally, like when I walk into a room, people notice me, and I'm different. And then I start talking, and I'm very kind, or maybe I'll make their moment of their day. And guess what? I just spread a little bit of love, and hopefully it carries on beyond them to somebody else.
Once you open your mouth, you can tell that you are extremely civil. And I would agree that your appearance is, it would throw a nigga off. I would be like, oh, that's the guy who beat up, bullied people in high school or something. But when you open your mouth, when you smile, Even when you're fucking arguing, right? I remember
Yeah.
watching the video where your guy goes to jail. What was coming out of your mouth was different from his. It'd be hard to hate you in person.
Joe, you got the same look too. Don't get me wrong. You got this.
Right?
We may not look the same, but we
No,
got the same appearance
uh,
going into public. And the thing is like if people can't get past that, they're
mhm.
NPCs. They are automatically judgy. I
Yeah,
don't want to be part of their lives. So if they
yeah,
can go beyond that and they can
yeah.
see who I am for who I am,
I
not for what I look like,
I
then
got a
you're going to be on my team all day.
I got a lot of stories like that now that I travel a lot and hang with different cop watchers and meet just people. Period. I don't care if it's somebody in chat. I'll show up at your door, and we'll go out and get something to eat or drink, and bring your friends and all of that shit. And it's always in white places because everybody is white, and inevitably it's going to be some cats who are I don't know, Trump supporters or wealthy or whatever, and they'll have prejudgments about me. I can't tell you how many bars I've gone into people, and we do this thing while walking last because they don't card nobody. And when I come in, they want ID. And
Yeah.
then I'll see which of my friends are going to protest, which are going to leave, which are going to stay. If I do make it to the bar, and this is, I swear, on everything holy, this is true. They'll serve the two white people on the sides of me and won't ask me what I want and will walk away. A white person will have to say, hey, he wanted a drink too. And then, but by the end of it, I don't care whether it's restaurant, bar, nightclub, fucking arcade. I do a lot of arcades on the road. Uh,
Oh,
ev-
dude.
Everybody loves me before it's over with. We're having the greatest time they've ever fucking had. I don't give a fuck where it is. When I was in Florida, we was eating gator and all of that shit. It was outdoor because it was COVID. It was massive. So many people out there. They had games and shit. When people were
But
leaving, they were coming to look for me to say goodbye because you made my day. This was incredible and that type of shit. I'm like, are you 90 years old? Did you really walk that entire fucking dock just to say that? You and your wife? Yes, young man, you're the greatest. You made our experience so much better and all of that shit. Man, I want to be that ambassador, man, for thugs, man.
no, Joe, you definitely need to come here to New Hampshire. We have the world's largest arcade. It's actually like less than an hour from my house.
I like the old shit though. I go where there's pinball. I'm
Yes,
not
no,
interested.
no. This is no, dude. The top floor of Fun Spot. Okay,
Yeah,
the top floor is all uh, what do you call it? Classic arcades, and
yeah.
these I'm talking. These are the ones that hold the world records. The
Okay.
people come from all around the world to go and play on these machines.
Galaga and shit like that and old
Yeah,
video.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Like,
down with
well,
that.
hey, Joe, I did a live stream of trying to beat the world record of Donkey Kong, and the machine that I played on was the world record holding machine that was played on,
That's
and I
crazy.
I ran into on my live stream the world record holder of that
Very good.
game. It was
I,
awesome.
I got a good Donkey Kong story. I was Donkey Kong King in this fucking neighborhood, and
Okay.
I had my pistol. My old man wanted me to hold his pistol, and we were going to a cab stand to give a lady a pistol that was having trouble up there. So I got three pistols on me. I see Donkey Kong. I take out my straw. I'm not going to pay with a quarter because I know how to bypass that. I take out my straw, pop in about 50 credits, put the straw back in the park and start playing. The police raid the place. I'm a kid. They search everybody. I mean, they got them. They don't even look at me. I'm doop 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 doop. They don't fuck with me, and they leave. Everybody sweating and shit. My old man say they should have searched the damn kid. He got three pistols on him.
Oh my god.
True story, bro.
Well, I open carry when I go to the arcade.
Right? Oh fuck. I used
Yeah.
to be fishing. I'd have my pistol. He'd be like, "You want mine too?" I'm like, "I'm good, Pop." He'd go home and fall asleep watching Star Trek. I'd be there alone for hours. I never worried, man. We hear a sound in the house. He'd give me my 22 Ruger. It's like 9-inch barrel. I'd go check the basement alone, and he knew I was good, man. I could outshoot him. That's how I grew up, man.
Oh man, yeah. So Fun Spot, right? Is
Yeah,
they last year we had this thing maskless. We called the maskless events, and
yeah.
we had one at Fun Spot, and they didn't give a damn about us wearing masks there. Everywhere else in the state may have had a problem, but Fun Spot and the owner of Fun Spot, the original founder of it. He just died recently, like
Oh
a
wow.
couple months ago. But he's the reason why we have the motto in New Hampshire: "Live free or die."
Is that
Because
true?
the owner of Fun Spot, yeah.
And how did he come up with "Live Free or Die"? I mean, ain't that like old Patrick Henry or something?
Well, they made it. But they didn't make it a motto. It became a motto, and he got a "Live free" on the license plates. So that was the efforts of the Fun Spot owner.
Um, I'd move there just for that to be my state motto. No, I'm serious, bro. If it wasn't like if you was telling me you were in Texas or some southern place, I'd be there because I've already been trying to move somewhere warmer. I want to
Yeah,
get a van, do the van life for a year,
heck
a
yeah,
conversion until I can find out where I want to put down some roots. What I do know is that I don't want the cold anymore, man. I've
heck
been
yeah.
trying to get out of here for like 3 or 4 days. It's been 3 degrees, 8 degrees, and 2 days we had snow dumped on us. Yesterday I was gonna try and leave. We got snow dumped. I've been brushing off my car for the last 3 days, and I don't want to hit the road with 3 inches of snow and shit until the trucks done hit it. And fuck that. If I
I've
move
been,
somewhere, I want one like in Texas and shit. When I be complaining how cold it is, my friends be like, "Well, really, it's 63 here." Or I'm at the pool side. I be like, "You shitting me? It's like 30 here." No, I'm at the pool. Here, let me cut on my camera. I mean, just in Texas is a huge difference.
I've been looking. I'm not even joking, guys. Honduras. It's houses on average are right around $10,000 to $12,000,
Mm.
and yearly expenses. I'm talking after food. I'm talking after utilities and taxes.
Yeah,
You're looking less than $1,000 a year,
that's crazy, right?
and people are moving there like crazy. Americans.
Yeah,
Now, so you're not going to be like have to learn another language per se.
yeah,
You probably should to assimilate,
of
but
course. And
but
my thing would be
we have freedom in these places.
cops. I have to give authority shit. Ever since my awakening, I
Yeah,
would not give them a day of rest. I don't have to yell at you and shit. I prefer not to. But I'm gonna be there buzzing in your ear saying, "How can you do this? Look at what you've chosen. Yeah, you're getting fucking 200 grand, $250,000 a year. But fucking what did you have to give up for that? You're a good mom at home and this and that. But
their
you come out
souls.
here and you give an old lady a fucking ticket, a $300 fucking ticket for crossing a red line or a yellow line. You a person
Joe,
with a
they
cracked tail
well,
light, you want to snatch him out the car and cuff him and run the background.
Joe, you know what they're giving up for that money? Their
Mm,
soul.
agreed. They have definitely joined with the fucking system like that mark of the beast shit. Whoever gets it will taste hell. They have said, and they're outright saying it when they put their uniform on,
Yeah.
that I've joined this team, and I have to battle that team. I think it's every day in my life. I think that my job is to battle evil. And if you put it at its smallest degree, put out more positivity than negativity. But I'm a warrior, and if I feel like a soldier and a warrior, and I do, that means I'm going to go in the heat of the battle. I'm not going to do the gay shit where it's all the heroes are beating up on people. I'm going to go over here where it's dangerous. So I'm going to go face the cops, or on YouTube, I'm going to go to the controversial rooms where people rip people apart and call them names. I'm going to be drawn to these fucking places. I'm going to put my fucking work in every fucking day. So you don't want to be around me. If you're gonna do the go along, get along, I had cops be like, "Joe, he's cool." No, he's not fucking cool. He's shining his light at my fucking camera, and you ain't cool if you ain't correcting him. Or they'll be like, "Joe, I thought we were cool." And no, you wasn't breaking the law yesterday. Now you fucking parked across my sidewalk where the old lady in the wheelchair can't get by you. So you're gonna catch heat today. I don't do that fucking shit. Even my friends be trying to, hey, let's make a pact. We don't criticize each other. We save it for other people. I told them, you're worthless to me then. Why would I hang with a bunch of smart niggas if you cats can't benefit me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's not a healthy mindset at all.
No, man. And they were serious, man. We did this shit in a private fucking chat. These are the rules they come up with. Because one of my guys, a friend of mine, his mother tried to kill him when he was young. He blacked out, and a neighbor or someone saved his life. And I got another friend, a good friend of mine, really good friend, who says shit like, "Yeah, I wish your mom would have completed the child and offed you and all of that crazy shit." I'm like, "Oh, don't do that. That was shitty." And because I said it in public, Oh, that nigga trolled me for I don't know how long. Told lies on me. Just did horrible shit because I said I didn't like his comment.
Hey, let them be them. They're gonna learn from their own lessons. Like, I ain't gonna go there. They're gonna just naturally. We're gonna trickle away. We don't want to be a part of it. You know,
I think it's
ostracization.
my job, though. That's what I'm saying. I'm not so sure my job is to just cut niggas off, right?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. We
I
want to
think,
help everybody. I get it.
yeah, and the cats like me who have thick skin can help rougher people. Some people get offended when they're called nigger and low life. I'm gonna expose you or whatever, and they go running. I'm
I
there every fucking day.
I would say, stop beating off to a dead horse. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, what I'll do is I'll leave and come back because I don't know when his time is. He may be beaten now, and he may be susceptible to the advice that he was not hearing. He was in cognitive dissonance about a month ago. So even people that hate me, I go back and I'm like, "Oh, still blocked," but I'll go back, bro.
Oh yeah, a lot of people will be a very different person reacting in an emotional state too, and it'll change.
Agreed.
It's like seasons. From
Yeah.
minute to minute, it can change
Yeah,
drastically, right?
yeah. Sun Tzu talked about that, and a lot of Buddhists talk about that too. The first thing you got to do is get rid of emotion. Sun Tzu talked about it big early in the book. Before he even talk about all the different strategies, he talked about how important it is to get your emotion out the way. Your decision basically says emotion and logic are not friends.
Agree.
Yeah,
It's a way we react, and maybe sometimes we need to check ourselves before we say things. You know.
I think it's with learned behavior, right? When you learn
Well,
that your mom tells you, don't do that," and then you start telling your kid, don't do that. As opposed to listen,
Like,
son, come
so
here.
the one of the first principles I ever like adopted in my life, I think my grandfather for it is like, um, you know, if you have nothing good to say, don't say it at all, right? But I kind of evolved further from that, and basically, if you're going to say something to somebody, uh, realize or understand, are you about to say something that's going to either is going to benefit them or it's going to not benefit them, or it's going to distract them. If
constructive.
constructive, yeah, make sure that when you're saying something to someone, that it's actually going to benefit the other person you're trying to convey it to, because probably shouldn't say it at all. Like if you're not helping them, like shut up. You're not helping them. Like
No, I think I understand what you're saying. Ooh, that water feels good. In fact, there's monks of Buddhist teachings that tell you you have to be careful, even not saying something. You got to be careful when you do say something because
yes,
your mere presence may trigger a person, right? Their anxiety may build. Um, if you know a person is all sensitive about this and that, and you venture into that territory and you trigger them, you bear a burden, you bear responsibility.
hey,
So that's it.
sometimes when people don't respond to what you're saying, you know what they're thinking, and you know what their response is. Like they don't have to
Yes,
say
yes.
anything. Not
I,
saying anything is saying something sometimes.
watch me all the time. Guru probably does this. I like to dissect people and put them on the spot. Really, I'm just holding them accountable to the words that come out of their mouth. And then they'll say some shit like, oh, Democrats are evil, blah, blah, blah. And, I believe that left wing, right wing, same bird. And then you'll break them down and ask them a question and they'll pause. And I will say the pause. What I mean by that is you've answered my question already. The fucking pause. I know everything I wanted to know. The pause. I'll be saying that shit all. Oh, the
and
pause.
and like in our nature, we know what they're saying, but in like a legal sense, they didn't say anything, which it can't be incriminating. But
Well, yeah, but I don't give a
right,
fuck
yeah,
about legal. I'm a street
right.
nigga. That don't carry no fucking weight with me. Like people be like, he's a felon. Most of these cop watching are felons. What the fuck is your point? Well, he sold drugs. Yes. Didn't you get caught for using drugs? What the fuck is your point? How many
That
fucking
sounds like
drugs did your mama use last night? Right?
Well,
sounds
maybe
like free to me. Legal is synonymous with government's bitch.
right. Like
Yeah.
just remind them, like the slaves were illegal when they escaped too. You know,
Yes. Yes. Jim Crow was legal. Segregation was legal.
no, it
All of
still
that
is.
bullshit.
It still is. Actually, you know what?
I,
Yes.
This is something you might disagree with. I like uh, the idea that people will segregate and people will be discriminatory openly. I don't like it how businesses hide that. I'd rather know that this guy is racist before I go shop there.
No, we're in agreement.
Right?
I
Okay.
want
Okay.
full fucking
I don't think it's
I
a good
don't think you
strategy.
should put a motherfucker in jail
Right.
over that shit. It sucks that people had to come up with civil rights and all this bullshit to try to legislate morality and equality, because that shit doesn't work.
Mhm.
All that, you have to serve a black motherfucker, white motherfucker. No, it's the modern age, nigga. YouTube, let him reveal himself.
Because when I find out that business is racist against black people, guess what? As a white person, I ain't going there
It's
either.
on. In fact, we all gonna be outside the fucking business together, man.
Yeah,
You look
and
at
it'll shut down. Yeah.
all these fucking.
When a person is racist, they're already in jail. There's something inside
Of
themselves
course,
that's
right? They
wrong.
need
I
help.
love it.
They need
And
help.
there's another form of unbenefit, if you will, that they have for being like that. I may not like that a person is not like that, but they get to choose to be like that. They
Right.
can be like that, but I also get to choose not to interact with them.
Yes.
They're missing out. I get to choose not to do business with them as well. They're missing out, right?
I prefer to be that conscious, and you're gonna hate me because every time I come around, I'm gonna be test your fucking theory. I'm gonna be like, so do you really believe so and so inferior? Does that mean that you believe so and so? I'm gonna be that dude. I don't mind interacting, but you better be sharp. Your argument better be sound.
This is the same idea of like states' rights. Like if you don't like the state that you're living in, go move to another state. Well, these Democrats and some of these like conservative Republicans, all these good old boy type people, they don't like the free staters coming here. You know what we say to them? Oh, if you don't like it here, leave. Like we came here because we like it here.
Yeah, I wish so maybe I'm with you on some of that secession shit, but I'm with a person being able to live free, make their own decisions, and that thing. I don't know if there's a place in the U.S. like that. Maybe you guys are getting it closer or something. But if I move to Texas or wherever, they still got the same fucking beliefs that you can't have a gun here from this time to that time. You have to be there. You must do this. That's just the way the U.S. fucking is. And it's worse or different. I'll say in other places. Like the shit I say, fuck you, cop, blow me. I'd be in jail in England for that shit. Africa, someone like niggas somewhere in Angola or something. I wish you would pick up a camera in here. They wouldn't even put you in jail. They'd off you if you try to record the police. So,
well, hey, you can come to Porcupine Fest and you can make your own gun there.
You're right. And then
legally, lawfully, federally, lawfully, everything.
How is this? This is what I don't get, right? How is it that here in Chicago, I'm an upstanding citizen, I go to my dispensary, I buy some weed, I get a coupon, a discount, and a kiss on the cheek. Thank you for supporting, this and paying your taxes. I take that weed and I walk 8 feet to the left. I cross some imaginary line, and now I'm in Indiana or Iowa, and suddenly he's a criminal. And people will buy it. I didn't do shit but walk 6 feet. How am I a criminal? But people would tell you to lock him up. You shouldn't have had them drugs, but it was weed. I don't care. It's illegal. People are sheep.
Hey, you know what? As a responsible citizen, we have to know all the laws. So remember to, make sure you can extend your life, 10 times.
At least.
So you can at least read the law once, and then maybe if you can live twice that time, you can
that change every 5 minutes.
I just read at New Year's. You get so many. I just read 2 states recently after New Year's and gave up of the new laws. It was that fucking many.
Well, they do this on purpose, so we can't keep up.
My bathwater is ready, man. I gotta abandon you guys for a while.
I'm gonna say the same thing. I'm heading out, guys.
All right, it was nice rapping with you, Casper.
Yeah.
All right, gentlemen. Thank you very much for having me up. I appreciate it. Everybody in chat. See you again. I appreciated being here. Have a good night.
All right, guys. Have a good one. I'll finish off with this, guys. I appreciate y'all being here. I appreciate you listening to this, because this is how we share these ideas, this beautiful thing called life. Don't ruin it. Don't waste it away. You only got one. You don't know what's beyond this. Let's focus and make our lives the best we can right now. If not, you're not helping. Go move to another state. Go move to another country. I don't know. I don't want to say that's mean, but like no reality, guys. If you're liberty minded, the Free State Project will welcome you with open arms. You want to make that move? We'll be here to unload your moving truck, and you'll be uh, right into the fold of things, and people will be willing to help you get your footing, and you have a chance to be everything you want it to be. You know, and like you can seek your dreams finally. Um, you can't do that everywhere else. You can't do that in California. You can't do that in many states. Florida is pretty nice. I was just for Florida too, but New Hampshire is the place, guys. There's people liberty minded coming in droves. People every week are moving here for that, and I want you guys to be part of it. At least come get a taste of it. Come to Pork Fest, and come experience other like-minded, liberty-minded people, and you can, you might meet some of your idols that you followed on YouTube. A lot of them come here to discuss these things, um, and you just, you might learn something, and you know, it's it's the gathering of the minds, guys. And when we get all these minds together, we will make change. Uh, and yeah, love you all, guys. Check out freekeen.com, Free State Project. Call into Free Talk Live. They're on every day, 7 to 10. Auditors should, I encourage all YouTube auditors, cop bloggers, whatever, call into Free Talk Live. Tell them about your most recent videos that are interesting. Tell us about your arrest and how ridiculous it was, or just talk about anything you want. It's Free Talk Live. Just don't swear. It's FCC compliant. Okay, they're a syndicated radio show, and they are on radio stations all across the country. 3 million viewers roughly every day. They used to be the #1 podcast in the world, and they need your support too. You want to get that free speech freedom to continue. Free Talk Live, and the feds don't like them. They don't want you to hear them because we're exposing them. I mean, the Free Talk Live studios have been raided twice. Okay, with tanks and everything by 5 agencies. The most recent one, and the one before that, they got raided because they whistleblew that the federal government was having their own little kiddie website, sharing those photos and everything. They exposed it on the air, and damn, they get raided. They get raided. It was retaliatory. They thought they could find something on them, and no, they don't do that stuff. They were exposing you motherfuckers, and then they come and raid you. And they still don't have anything on them for the most recent raids for their, Bitcoin stuff. And if you want to know more about that, go to thecrypto6.com. All right, guys. Thank you so much for listening. Peace out. I hope you share this. Spread the love, guys. Good night.